I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 601, Deserts and Pusher. The most miserable boss of Sahara group must be Luzimin. He leads the bulldozer team to push the desert every day. Not only does he have to sleep in the open air every day, but sometimes he almost dies of thirst because he pushes too deep and does not have enough water. Moreover, Luzimin now lives a life without signal every day. This kind of isolated work is really unbearable. Hey, you really drink it all at once. You really have a lot of appetite. Looking at Luzimin, who has lost a lot of weight and turned as dark as a nation, Jiang Chen sighed and said, "Sit down and eat, and talk while eating." After several people sat down, Luzimin didn't care about talking. He kept picking up food and eating, and he was more polite than anyone else. "President Guan, has the car I want been built?" After several people drank a cup, Jiang Chen looked at Guan Ku and asked. Speaking of cars, Guan Ku picked up a piece of Wanjiang Food Group's special roast duck and said while eating, "We have built a first generation car, which is solar powered and can be charged normally and quickly." Sure. Jiang Chen was very happy when he heard that the car was built. "President Guan, when can you build me one? Let us enjoy the charm of technology." "No, I just assembled one. This thing can't be mass produced." After saying this, Guan Ku picked up a fried locust and started eating. He hadn't had such a sumptuous meal today because the mechanical town was short of funds. Can't be mass produced? What's going on? Jiang Chen's goal is to transform the scenic area. Sac City has been transformed into a tourism, residential, and pharmaceutical base. Jiang Chen's expectation for Sahara Group is to transform it from a tourism base to an automobile manufacturing base. If this can't have a car, what's the point of transformation? Jiang Chen stopped picking up the food with his chopsticks, and Guan Ku also put down the locust in his hand. Batteries cannot be mass produced, and neither can solar power generation. In addition, the modulation effects of various aspects of the car computer system we imitated are not good, so our cars cannot be mass produced at present. What's the matter with the batteries? Our newly built Jianatang University has just been put into use, so we have not yet conducted research on the batteries for trucks. The batteries of these two newly assembled cars use the first generation batteries of the Electric Power Research Institute. Their battery research has only made a little progress, and now they can barely produce batteries with a stronger power storage capacity than those on the market. However, this type of battery requires a lot of special materials, which are difficult to buy and expensive. They are looking for substitutes. There is also charging equipment. The charging equipment uses the solar charging equipment of the Streetlight Research Institute. This equipment is a first generation product modified from the Streetlight charging equipment. It also requires a lot of special materials and is not easy to buy on the market. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen sighed. Sure enough, it was not easy to absorb such a super future product. Research can't stop. If you need any materials, just buy them. Don't be stingy with the money. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku heard that he could ask for money. He looked at Jiang Chen and said, "You really need money for this car. The Electric Power Research Institute is unwilling to provide an electric car. I borrowed money from the Sahara Group and asked them to design it at a high price. The charging equipment is also studied by the Streetlight Research Institute at a high price. In addition, in order to make Jiang Chen drive the car out with face, I also asked the famous Italian car brand Meridi to design and assemble the body. The cost price of this car alone is more than 300 million. Guan Ku felt a little distressed after speaking. If he spent more than 300 million, he could buy hundreds of luxury cars. Why is it so expensive? Is it made of gold? After Guan Ku finished speaking, Lao Lu stopped eating. He had never seen a car that cost 300 million. Even a customized Rolls-Royce is not so awesome. Hey, do you know the design fee? This is designed by the famous coupe brand Meridi, and in order to build this car, two research institutes have to manually manufacture the production line, which is all money. Guan Ku was willing to borrow money to design this car for his own reasons. First of all, it was to give Jiang Chen face, which was beyond doubt. Secondly, his mechanical town depends on cars after all. This is the first battle of his car brand, and this reputation must be promoted, and it must be famous in one battle. Moreover, he gave so much money, and he bought out the production rights of this car. When his own car can be mass produced, it will be built, based on this prototype. At that time, it will be very popular. Money is a small matter. By the way, how much money do you need? Jiang Chen is now rich and powerful. Although he has spent all the dividends given to him by the Sahara group, he used this money to build twin cities in Xinhua town. Once the houses in these two places are sold, plus the money from the Sack mansion, Jiang Chen's income will be more than hundreds of trillions. Of course, this is after deducting the various costs of greening, plus the money for building roads, pharmaceutical factories, warehouses, etc., and then deducting the 2/3 of the income agreed by Jiang Chen to support the finances of Sack City. At this moment, Jiang Chen's net income is at least hundreds of billions. People with hundreds of billions of assets, don't they have to be rich? Guanku saw that Jiang Chen was going to give money, and he also knew that Jiang Chen had made a lot of money by fiddling with Sack City real estate this year, so he didn't hesitate. The 300 million must be reimbursed first. After all, it was borrowed from Chen Jianzhao. In addition, I need at least 10 billion to set up the automobile group. This money is used to recruit foreign designers and experts, and also to assemble automobile assembly lines. In addition, the heavy industry group also needs 10 billion, which is also used to recruit experts, designers, and build production lines. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Making cars is indeed a money-burning fire. Jia Yaoting and others in China raised funds to build cars, and they spent more than 10 billion before the cars were even built, so Guanku really didn't ask for too much. Okay, I'll pay for it. After all, being rich is so generous. Of course, this is just the money to build a car factory. Brother Jiang, do you know what is the most expensive thing about new energy vehicles now? What is it? It's technology, core technology. The core technology of new energy vehicles is the battery, so I need 10 billion to invest in various research laboratories at Jiangtang University. Of course, this money includes hiring professors of related majors, professors' resettlement fees, laboratory construction costs, the purchase of various scarce materials, etc., all of which require this money. After Guanku finished speaking, he felt a lot more relaxed. Over the past year, the mechanical town has been under construction. They have been working overtime to build automobile factories and university campuses. This investment of nearly 10 billion has not yet found a buyer. Not only that, if you only build schools and factories, but you don't have a team of experts, you will still be in vain. And how to dig a team of experts? The only way is money. The mechanical town has land and factories, but what it lacks is money. Okay, I'll pay for it. I'll give you 20 billion, invite the top experts, and build the best production line. Do you have any other needs now? Chapter 602, a car costing hundreds of millions. Jiang Chen is willing to invest in cars, especially in new energy cars. Jiang Chen is unwilling to miss this opportunity. At the dinner table, Guanku asked Jiang Chen for 40.3 billion yuan in a blink of an eye. Jiang Chen didn't even blink at such a large investment. As long as cars are not produced, the mechanical town will not be profitable, and the Jiangtang University, the mechanical university and the technical school are all losing money. So, I need a sum of money to maintain the operation of the mechanical town. This amount of money may not be a small amount, and it may take a lot of money in a few years. Brother Jiang, are you ready? Guanku was telling the truth. All the groups or scenic spots under the Sahara group can make profits, and even Sack City has achieved a profit of hundreds of trillions in just 1 year. But his mechanical town is the only one where everything is losing money, and as long as cars are not produced, he will lose money. It doesn't matter. Sack City has grown up, and it should make some contributions to Sahara. From now on, the expenses of your mechanical town will be borne by the Sack City Management Committee. Sack City can steadily make Sack City one of the richest cities in China by selling houses. Apart from selling houses, once the Sac City Pharmaceutical Group goes public, the tax revenue from the anti-cancer pharmaceutical company alone will be enough to support Sac City's finances. Moreover, Sac City also has a development zone, several tourist bases, a financial street, and various state-owned shops, all of which generate incalculable annual revenues. Okay. I promise that within 3 years, we will definitely mass produce the first batch of new energy vehicles. After finding the sponsor, Guanku was very excited. As soon as Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought for a moment and said, "President Guan, this is still the era of gasoline vehicles. Since I have invested so much money, and in the future Sac City will bear all your income, you can't just sit there with the money every day." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, how could Guanku, who is so smart, not know what Jiang Chen meant by that? "Brother Jiang, do you mean to build a gasoline car brand? Well, gasoline cars and fuel cranes and hoists are not difficult. Anyway, your factory is so big and there is nothing to produce, so it's just sitting there." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku nodded. Although the future will definitely belong to new energy vehicles, just like battery cars will eventually replace motorcycles. However, there is no doubt that the current era still belongs to the era of fuel vehicles, so it is still very worthwhile to seize the business opportunities in front of us. We have also thought about producing fuel vehicles. However, it is difficult for new car brands to enter the domestic market. Moreover, there are many rich people in China now, and the low-end car market has been controlled by domestic car grandma, and the mid to high-end car brands are controlled by several old brands. Who will buy our new car? After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought for a while and said, "Then just buy a foreign-funded car company directly. In this way, they have mature production lines, and save our production and construction." Speaking of buying foreign-funded car companies, this is indeed a good idea. Moreover, even if they produce new energy vehicles in the future, they can upgrade on this brand. By then, the market will be mature, and they can save a lot of promotion fees. Okay, I agree too. Let's take advantage of this Beijing International Auto Show to have a good look. That's right, directly buy foreign brands for a win-win situation. When Geely Automobile acquired Volvo Automobile, it spent 1.8 billion euros. Now the Volvo Automobile brand is worth 20 to 30 billion euros. Luo still has some research on cars. Speaking of the acquisition case of that year, Lu Zimin also remembers it very clearly. Geely Automobile was not very famous at the time, and Volvo Automobile had a poor market due to internal reasons, but it was still very influential internationally. In the end, Geely Automobile completed the acquisition. Many people predicted the acquisition, but 10 years later, Volvo's market value of nearly 200 billion yuan also successfully slapped everyone in the face. Okay, let's go to the auto show, Jiang Chen said, and then he suddenly looked at Guanku and asked, "Will you go to the auto show with me?" "Yes, I want to go with you. We can't be complacent when it comes to making cars. We need to know how far others have gone in research before we can know whether our research is making progress or lagging behind." After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. If Guanku wanted to go, he would not be bored along the way. Okay, let's go together. Jiang Chen raised his glass after speaking, and several people raised their glasses and clinked glasses with Jiang Chen. The banquet ended late at night, and Jiang Chen stayed at the Mechanical Town Hotel at night. After dawn the next day, Jiang Chen drove Guanku to Fangjin International Airport. Mechanical Town is very far from Fangjin Airport. It is nearly 100 miles from Mechanical Town to Line 2, and nearly 200 miles from Line 3 to Fangjin. Therefore, driving all the way there directly wasted Jiang Chen nearly 3 hours. After arriving at the parking lot of Fangjin Airport, Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. Hey, the scenic area should also build an airport. It's too far to go to Fangjin Airport every day. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku picked up the briefcase from the car, opened the door and said, "It's not easy to build an airport. If it's built, it won't be approved to go to Beijing. It's useless to build it without planes." That's true. In fact, if we think about it, it would be perfect if our scenic area had an airport. The two of them walked towards the terminal hall while talking. Autumn is the peak season for tourism, so there are many people at the airport. After passing through the crowd, a few people just arrived at the square in front of the terminal hall, and suddenly the entrance of the terminal hall was surrounded by a dozen people in suits and sunglasses. "Brother Jiang, be careful," Guan Ku shouted, and a young man wearing sunglasses had already pushed Jiang Chen aside. "Master, the young mistress will be here soon, and she will bring a smaller version of you. Block the airport immediately. Block the airport." After the dozen men in sunglasses said this, more than 20 young people wearing sunglasses blocked the entrance of the airport, and all the people coming out of the airport were driven aside by them. "Fuck, they dare to cause trouble at the airport, hold them down." A dozen air police rushed out of the airport. When the air police saw someone trying to cause trouble, they pulled out their guns and pressed the man who claimed to be the young master to the ground. After the young master was pressed to the ground, a dozen men in sunglasses were about to come over to argue, but a group of SWAT police with live ammunition rushed out of a SWAT car parked at the airport gate. "Everyone squat! Everyone squat!" In front of the submachine gun, the 10 men in sunglasses hurriedly raised their hands and squatted on the ground. "What's going on? I don't know. You've read too many novels. Brother Jiang, let's go. The plane is about to fly." After a group of SWAT police took the young master and others away, the young master was still shouting, "Let me go. I will never read novels in Kigao again. They are all lies. I will never block the airport again. Please let me go." Chapter 603 I will never block the airport again. In the waiting room, before the plane took off, Jiang Chen took out his mobile phone. He was bored and started to check his moments. Kigao novel. "Master, the madam got off the plane and brought a miniature version of you with her. Seal off the airport immediately." Jiang Chen looked up and saw that the master outside the French window of the VIP room had been caught and put into the patrol car. "Hey, why are you sealing off the airport when you have nothing to do? I'm so rich, but I didn't seal off the airport, and you, a little rich second generation, still want to seal off the airport. This is really a fucking novel that misleads people. Brother Jiang, it's time to board the plane. Let's go." The sound of ticket checking sounded in the distance. Jiang Chen nodded, and after turning off his phone, Jiang Chen's phone suddenly lit up. When Jiang Chen opened his phone, it turned out to be a text message sent to him by Sahara Communication Group. "I have a city in the desert, and you have a suite in the city. Together we will open a new era of desert oasis." Oh my god, it's actually an advertisement for Sac City. What a great operation. Yes, Brother Jiang, you know what? Someone wrote a novel, based on our scenic spot, called I Have a City in the Desert. It's really good. Really? Then recommend it to young people. Have more positive energy in the future, and don't do stupid things like blocking the airport every day. In Shangjing, after getting off the plane, Jiang Chen drove to the Chengnan International Convention and Exhibition Center. When he arrived at the International Convention and Exhibition Center, the Convention and Exhibition Center was already full of people in the afternoon. So many people, isn't it? This is a grand event in the automotive industry. The Shangjing Auto Show is held once a year, and more than 100,000 people gather to watch the auto show every year. While the two were talking, they walked to their own auto show. Jiang Chen's car was transported in advance by truck. His booth was not big and could only hold 2 cars. This was added temporarily by the organizer. "Brother Jiang, you are here. Would you like some water?" As soon as Jiang Chen arrived at his booth, Liu, who was in charge of the exhibition, hurriedly greeted him. "What water? Why don't we have anyone looking at cars?" Jiang Chen suspected that, if it weren't for him coming, Liu would have fallen asleep on the table. "Brother Jiang, I'm sorry, we have few cars, and we are ranked next to the niche group, and they all." After Liu finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at the next door, which was it made people's scalps numb. The exhibition hall of the niche car was almost the largest booth in the entire Shanghai Auto Show. It was more than 40 times the size of Jiang Chen's booth. Not only was the place large, but they also had a lot of cars on display. Jiang Chen looked over and saw that there were at least a dozen sub-brands of the niche car, big and small, and at least more than 30 models of vehicles on display. It would be fine if there were many vehicles, but the decoration of the booth was noble and elegant, and there were all kinds of handsome men and beautiful women standing next to the vehicles. Some new luxury cars even had popular stars standing next to them. It was hard not to attract people's attention. In comparison, Jiang Chen's booth was extremely shabby. Jiang Chen's booth was small, and the decoration was very casual. It was just a 50-cent decoration. Even if it was a 50-cent decoration, you should at least put in some celebrity car models. What's the point of standing there like an old man in a sanitation uniform? What's going on? Why is there so little space? What if our Sahara auto has no money? Where's the organizer? Call him over. Jiang Chen was furious when he saw it. Just as Jiang Chen finished yelling, a group of reporters behind him surrounded a few short and fat men in their 50s with glasses and walked over. This time, more than 5,000 new cars were booked in one day at the Shanghai Auto Show, breaking the history of the Shanghai Auto Show again. As the organizer, President Li, do you have anything to say? That's right. I heard that the number of cars participating in this exhibition is the largest in history. Does this mean that our Shanghai Auto Association is already an international association? After several reporters finished speaking, they pointed the microphone at a middle-aged man with a Mediterranean look. The man stopped and nodded to the camera of the reporter and answered, "That's right. We sold more than 5,000 cars in one day this time, because all the car brands we invited are world-class brands. The purpose of our Shanghai Automobile Association is to prevent low-end, niche brands from misleading every audience, so we have achieved success this time." After the president finished speaking, a reporter happened to see Jiang Chen's booth. Compared with ordinary booths, Jiang Chen's booth was more like a small alley. "Excuse me, President, what's the matter with this booth? Sahara Automobile? How come I have never heard of it? Didn't they say that all of them are first-line brands? Why would there be such a fake car brand? President, can you explain it? Is it a relative of our Shanghai Association?" Several reporters were like finding a fly on an egg. This is simply unforgivable. The president frowned. He never expected that he would be slapped in the face so quickly. "What Sahara Auto? Xiao Fang, what's going on? Take away the booth," Chairman Li said with a gloomy face. His assistant hurriedly squeezed out of the crowd and shouted to Jiang Chen and others, "You guys, your booth has been revoked. Take the car away quickly." "Fuck you. I haven't settled the score with you yet. Are you from the Automobile Association? When I was live streaming, did you invite me? What do you mean by giving me this little space when I came?" After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Xiao Fang said with a gloomy face, "It's you. Didn't I tell you not to come? We are focusing on first-line brands this year. Why are you still stubborn and not leaving?" Xiao Fang finished speaking, and Jiang Chen was about to get angry, but a man holding a red wine glass walked out of the crowd in the distance. The man was wearing a well-tailored suit. Although he was not young, he looked very good and looked like a successful person. "Secretary Fang, that booth is mine. It just so happens that one of its new cars can't be shipped in due to customs issues, so I'm giving it to him. Is there any problem?" After the middle-aged elegant man finished speaking, Secretary Fang immediately shook his head and wagged his tail when he saw the man. "He's Mr. Shi's friend. No problem, no problem. Niche cars are world brands, which their automobile association cannot afford to offend. It's Mr. Shi. Is this your latest brand? It's really luxurious in its low-keyness, and it's ordinary, but contains the master's ingenuity. Look at the sapphire logo. It has a unique design, but it doesn't lose. Wow, President, look, this gem is a real sapphire. Such a big gem is really rare in the world." "Xiao Fang, what's wrong with you? Mr. Shi wants to be low-key, luxurious, and meaningful, but can our association be so shabby?" "President, I'll notify someone to redecorate it immediately." Just as Xiao Fang picked up the phone, Mr. Shi shook the red wine in his glass and said, "I don't know him. I'll let him exhibit here because he, an internet celebrity, wants to build a car. I just want to tell him that you can't build a car. Some people don't know what self-esteem is unless you embarrass them." Chapter 604, Blow Hard. Needless to say, Mr. Shi must be the one who watched his live broadcast at the beginning. Oh, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered that wasn't there a niche car among those who watched his live broadcast at the beginning? That's right. Mr. Shi is right. Is it possible for a web celebrity like you to build a car now? Jiang Chen finally knew what it meant to kick someone when he was down. As soon as Mr. Shi finished speaking, Jiang Chen's neighbor on the other side, the chairman of Dainio Automobile Group, came over and humiliated Jiang Chen. I was wondering how this broken car could be an itch car. Look, who would put such a big sapphire on the car as a logo? It looks like it was bought from a 2-yuan store. Why pretend to be luxurious when you don't have money? Secretary Fang, who was standing in front of the car, spit at Jiang Chen's car logo. After he finished speaking, Secretary Fang had just finished spitting when Guanku hurriedly pointed at him and shouted, "Wipe it off. Do you know how much this sapphire is worth? Come on, let me wipe it off. I can't bring myself to do that. Don't say I'm bullying you. $10. Don't give me the change. The ones I bought at the 2-yuan store are a few bigger than yours." Secretary Fang took out $10 and threw them on the ground. After Secretary Fang finished speaking, a group of people laughed. A reporter recognized Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen had never been so embarrassed, so he walked to Jiang Chen with the microphone. "Mr. Jiang, you said you were going to produce new energy vehicles during your last live broadcast. Is this your first generation of products?" After the reporter finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, "Yes, this is my first generation of products. This will be a groundbreaking new energy vehicle product." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of car tycoons quietly watched Jiang Chen pretend to be cool and didn't say anything. "Come on, I was just kidding you, but you actually brought a whole car. You're really brave." After the CEO of Dainio Auto said this, other car brands that had come to watch also came over. "That's right, aren't you the internet celebrity who runs a scenic spot? How come you really make cars? Cars are not something that internet celebrities like you can make." "Mr. Shi, is this the internet celebrity car that your niche car cooperated with an internet celebrity? This time, your niche car is not focusing on quality, but on heart." Leo Hong, what nonsense are you talking about? Do we, niche cars, need to cooperate with internet celebrities to build cars? It's you, Toyota Motors, who can do this. Nonsense. Our Toyota Motors leads in sales every year. Do we still need to cooperate with these people? As the two auto bosses were talking, President Dainio smiled and said, "That must be a brand that cooperated with a small factory from a wild road." "Oh, don't mention it. The design of this car is really avant-garde, and the workmanship is not bad." "Mr. Shi, are you sure it's not your internet celebrity car?" After President Dainio finished speaking, Mr. Shi took a sip of red wine and said with a smile, "Our niche group is all big brands. Who would cooperate with such a wild road? This kind of car, even if it was given to me for free, I wouldn't dare to drive it. Well, if you like this car, I'll buy it for you." Mr. Shi and President Dainio are sworn enemies. They are both strong competitors of domestic mid-range cars. "No, if you like it, I'll buy it for you." When the two were arguing with each other, Jiang Chen sneered, "Sure, buy it. This is a global limited edition. Don't say I'm blackmailing you. I'll sell it to you at a loss, based on the cost price. Who will give away 400 million? Buy it. Anyone who doesn't buy it today is a bastard." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people laughed. "Are you crazy about money, young man? What kind of car can cost 400 million? Do you know how many cars you can buy with 400 million? We can buy 10 Pagani luxury cars." After a foreigner finished speaking, a group of reporters started recording and reporting. Jiang Chen Automobile, the famous internet celebrity Jiang Chen stopped farming and switched to making cars. He actually asked for a price for a car. Netizens were furious on the spot. Northern Automobile Morning News, hot news at the auto show. The shameless ancestor of internet celebrities Jiang Chen forced the president of Dainio Automobile to buy a car for 400 million. Beijing Automobile News, are internet celebrities selling cars or fans? Don't use fans as a means to make money, Jiang Chen. You will eventually lose all your reputation. For a while, a group of malicious and exaggerated reports from auto newspapers quickly made Jiang Chen's news popular on the internet. It was also with Jiang Chen's popularity that those who were preparing to screen recommended models in auto newspapers quickly gathered in front of Jiang Chen's booth to watch the excitement. How shameless. a person who I usually think is pretty good when watching live broadcasts is actually such a boastful person. That's right, you see, it's been searched thousands of times. 400 million, and he still wants to export. When a group of people watching cars started to talk, Jiang Chen turned his head and looked at Guanku and asked, how about Pagani? When talking about Pagani, Guanku shook his head and said, don't have any ideas. Pagani is a luxury sports car brand in Italy, famous for its pure handmade products. After Guanku finished speaking, the foreigner nodded with satisfaction. Yes, he enjoyed this pursuit. Indeed, Pagani is from the sports car capital of Italy, just like Ferrari and other luxury car brands, but Pagani's reputation is slightly weaker than Ferrari. Moreover, Pagani is a handmade custom sports car with a very low annual production. In recent years, it has been snatched away by brands such as Ferrari, resulting in a sharp decline in Pagani's sales. With the downturn in the Pagani sports car market, Pagani is now ready to transform and make a sedan series. However, after the sedan was launched, the market was once very depressed due to its high price and competition from peers. This is one of the reasons why Pagani appeared at the Shanghai Beijing Auto Show. What's wrong with Italian luxury car brands? Name a price and I'll buy it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Pagani boss smiled and said, welcome to our booth. We have cars of any price you want. You don't have to go to Pagani. Can you afford it if you go? If you want a car, I will give you a Q-version car from Daimyo Auto for free. After the Daimyo boss finished speaking, Jiang Chen ignored him. No, I'm not buying a car, I'm buying your entire company. The 21-year-old Jiang Chen said this, which was no different from the young master who wanted to block the airport. Which one was more ridiculous? Walter, you want to buy our company? Boss Pagani shrugged his shoulders. This was the most ridiculous thing he had heard this year. Are you crazy? How can I give up the booth to an internet celebrity? It's ridiculous. Okay, I'll take back this booth. After Mr. Shi finished speaking, Jiang Chen had already taken out a black card. This black card still contained the house purchase money that had not been transferred to the Sac City Management Committee. These purchase proceeds were from the purchase of Sac Mansion in Xinghua Town. If nothing unexpected happens, there will be at least. That's right, young man. Why don't you learn something else? Well, learn to show off like others. You have to have the ability to show off. After Chairman Li finished speaking, the CEO of Daimyo Automobile also followed suit. If you can buy the Pagani, I will buy your car at original price and keep it as a collection. After the CEO of Daimyo finished speaking, a group of self-media had already written a report. Chapter 605. Take some time to read. Xiaomao Entertainment. Jiang Chen, the pretentious person, pretended to buy a Pagani, but got slapped in the face. There were only 200 yuan in the card. The monologue of the person who came ashore. Jiang Chen did not run the scenic spot but the car, and lost more than 10 billion overpass. He cursed the parents of students on WeChat. There is evidence. What do you think? What's more infuriating is that there are actually replies to the monologue of the person who came ashore. Old wolf dog, damn it, he is not a teacher. What does it mean to take screenshots in the family group? Editor, you blacken teachers every day and stir up conflicts between teachers and parents. How can we see it? Of course, I will take time to watch it while I fuck your wife. This kind of shameless self-media, when the virus was raging across the country a few years ago, they did not donate a penny, but instead made hundreds of thousands of yuan by scolding celebrities for donating less. Later, after being exposed, their mother jumped off the building and died. Excuse me, is this really the first time you heard of Pagani? Do you know how much a Pagani costs? I'm talking about love, but when you said you wanted to buy Pagani, did you do it because Pagani is valuable? Also, I heard that you were forced to live in a mental hospital in the special administrative region due to a breakdown in your relationship, and later you beat up the doctor and ran away. Is that true? It's true. I beat up that doctor for a reason. Did you beat her because you have a tendency to make huge profits? No, it's because she did that with a dog, and I couldn't stand it. But when I heard that she was your wife, I regretted beating her. The 21-year-old Jiang Chen was ready to do something crazy. After all, if he wasn't crazy when he was young, would he have to wait until he was old and about to die to be crazy? Hahaha, really? I called the police. Whatever you want. If the police read the articles you sent, who will spend the longest time squatting? Jiang Chen said, and then he gestured to the self-media to go away and said, my time is very valuable. You may not know that. Even if you throw piles of money in front of me, I will not pick it up. Why? No reason, because the time I spend bending down to pick up the money may be 10,000 times more than the money I pick up. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of self-media were completely speechless. Damn, it's impossible to argue with this guy. Just when a group of media were indignant and wanted to continue to discredit Jiang Chen had already handed the card to the foreigner. Foreigner, if you can make the decision, just name a price and swipe the card yourself. If you can't make the decision, please call someone who can make the decision. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, looking at Jiang Chen's confidence, the foreigner was also a little dumbfounded. Sell it to him. Pagani is worth 100 billion. This guy is just showing off. I don't believe he can swipe 200 billion in cash from his card. Mr. Shi, the CEO of Zhaozhan Automobile, said this, and everyone looked at the foreigner. The foreigner shook his head and said, I can't make the decision. I have to call the headquarters. After the foreigner finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at the boss of Zhaozhan Automobile and said, why don't you sell it? What's the market value of your Zhaozhan Automobile? Just use it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people who were curious started shouting, use it. I don't believe he can swipe 100 billion from his card. Zhaozhan Automobile is a big brand, and it also has many well-known high-end brands. Mr. Shi looked at the card Jiang Chen handed over, and he hesitated for a moment. This is really a dilemma. If he doesn't accept it, he will be embarrassed for what he said, not to mention in front of so many reporters. But if he accepts it, he is only the general agent of Zhaozhan Automobile in China. How can he be qualified to sell the brand? Take it. Damn, don't you believe it? If you don't believe it, just use it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku also pointed at a group of media and said, it's just right that the media are here. Since Zhaozhan Auto looks down on us so much, we are not afraid of making a big fuss. If you don't take this card today, then Zhaozhan Auto, please get out of China. What if I take it? After all, Mr. Shi has seen the world. What kind of rich people has he not seen? But he really doesn't believe that an internet celebrity can take out hundreds of billions of cash. Even a carrot horse can't take out hundreds of billions of cash at once. If you take it, if I can't afford it, I will give you this car, and in addition, I will give you the entire scenic spot. If you don't take it, you will be my grandson today. Why bother to be polite to such a person? Since he wants to make fun of Jiang Chen will let him know what the consequences are. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of reporters took photos and posted them, and many people who were curious about things directly started live broadcasting on the spot. See, my friends, Xiaonichka, the famous Xiaonichka, and Jiang Chen from Sahara are arguing with each other. 666. Swipe it. Today I'll show you some explosive news. 100 billion yuan was spent on the spot to buy Xiaonichka. Did you see that? 100 billion yuan was spent on the spot. Hey, take the card and swipe it. If you don't dare to take it, don't brag. You've already boasted about it. If you don't dare to take the money from a little kid, just get out of here. That's right, Xiaonichka, get out of China. You don't even dare to take the money from a small car company, and you still have the face to laugh at Pagani. Take it. This guy must want to hype his Sahara car. Take his card and swipe it. When there's no money, let's see how he can hype it up. After a group of media started clamoring, the CEOs of large and small automobile groups soon gathered around. These CEOs of automobile groups seem to be friendly on the surface, but who doesn't compete behind the scenes? Old Shi, don't be so embarrassing. Teach the young people a lesson. Just swipe his card. Your niche car company is worth 100 billion euros. Just swipe his 600 billion. And if you can't swipe it, come and see how embarrassed he is. After the CEO of Guangban Automobile Group said this, the CEO of Dongchen Automobile also persuaded him. Young man, quickly collect the card and take the car away. 600 billion is not a lollipop from the next village. No. Then you sit to swipe. I bought your Dongchen Automobile Group. Jiang Chen said and turned the card to Jiang Chen Group. The CEO of Jiang Chen's face darkened and didn't reach out to take it. After all, there are masters among the people now. The market value of niche cars is 100 billion euros, and his company is worth 20 billion euros. What if this guy really has so much money? Ignore what I said, this is your bet. You continue. After the CEO of Jiang Chen said this, a group of self-media soon set the pace. The boss said the car. Did you see it? Jiang Chen automobile is so scared. This Sahara automobile is good. Hey, who are you calling a coward? Watch your words. If you're not a coward, take the card. Am I a coward if I don't take the card? Take it. If I don't take it, you're a coward. Jiang Chen walked over and handed the card over. This group of people all wanted to see themselves laughed at. Today, Jiang Chen would make them laugh until they drop. Jiang Chen would make them laugh harder than crying. Did you see that? Jiang Chen is a coward. Jiang Chen is a coward. Xiao's Han automobile is also a coward. Did you see that? Who dares to say that our Sahara automobile is not good? If they say we are not good, they will just buy you. Xiao saw that it was time to slap his face. He squeezed to the side of the media, grabbed the microphone and shouted loudly. For a moment, the Jiang Chen CEO lost his face. Okay, sell it. If you can't swipe so much money from your card today, you wait and see. Chapter 606. What if you treat me as a child? As boss she was talking, he wanted to use his card to swipe it, but Jiang Chen stopped him. Don't rush to swipe the card, sign the contract first. Don't treat me like a child. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the CEO of Guangban hurriedly shouted, I have a printer here, and I brought a lawyer with me. Don't be polite, I will help you. Free help. After the CEO of Guangban finished speaking, he called his lawyer over. After the lawyer came, the CEO of Guangban looked at the lawyer and said, Sahara Automobile wants to acquire Xiao's Han Automobile. You come to draft the documents. After the CEO of Guangban finished speaking, the lawyer shook his head and said, Mr. Shi has no right to sell Xiao's Han Automobile. He only has the domestic agency rights, not the right to sell the brand. After the lawyer finished speaking, the CEO of Guangban looked at Boss Shi and said, Boss Shi, call your headquarters. If you can't handle this matter well, there will be so many media here later. If they report it, you will. After the CEO of Guangban finished speaking, the CEO of Yalfa Automobile Group hurriedly whispered a few words to the secretary, and then a large number of water armies with the rhythm of Xiao's Han Automobile suddenly appeared on the internet. The water army led the rhythm everywhere, and soon copied the news that Xiao's Han Auto lost to Sahara Auto on the spot to the Kyandu hot search list. In less than 10 minutes, the stock of Xiao's Han Auto Group suddenly dropped, and those who were ready to buy cars in front of the Xiao's Han Auto booth began to hesitate. As the stock of Xiao's Han Auto dropped, the headquarters soon called to question Boss Shi. On the phone, Boss Shi reported Jiang Chen's acquisition of Xiao's Han Auto. The headquarters directly scolded Boss Shi and planned to terminate his agency rights as soon as the contract expired. After being scolded, Boss Shi was embarrassed, but after all, it was his own fault. Who could he blame? After hanging up the phone, a group of reporters saw the news point like a group of flies seeing shit. Oh no, it was like a group of bees seeing flowers, and rushed to interview. In the crowd, Chairman Li saw that Jiang Chen had made Boss Shi lose face, and he also became a little angry. Go away. We don't welcome you at the Beijing Auto Show. Chairman Li had just finished speaking when the person in charge of the Pagani booth behind him ran over. What's your name, sir? Our boss is interested in selling Pagani. We can talk about it. After the foreigner finished speaking about Pagani, Chairman Li shook his head and said, what are you talking about with a kid like him? How can he afford to buy Pagani? He is a Chinese internet celebrity. Do you know what internet celebrities are? They borrow your car to hype their own cars. After Chairman Li finished speaking, the foreigner shrugged and said, oh, that would be a pity. Our directors are talking about the acquisition with Xiao's Han Auto and Yalfa Auto Group. If you can't talk about it, it would be a pity. After the foreigner finished speaking, he turned around and wanted to leave. Just as he was about to leave, Jiang Chen stopped him. Wait, who said that internet celebrities can't afford Pagani? And you, the chairman, really don't know anything about goods. How can you be the chairman? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he called the foreigner over. Seeing that there was something to discuss, he hurried over. At the same time, seeing Jiang Chen looking down on him, President Li also walked towards Jiang Chen. Who do you say doesn't know the goods? I said you don't know the goods. If you know the goods, go and see my car yourself. Haha, idiot. Having money means being willful. You can scold me if I don't have money, but I have money. Why should I give him to you? I'm not your father. There's no reason to spoil you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, President Li pointed at his car and said, okay, I'll take a look, but don't blame me for saying your car is not good in front of the media later. Media friends, come here and see how our President Li, who doesn't know the goods, became the president of the Beijing Automobile Association. Jiang Chen shouted, and soon a group of reporters rushed to Jiang Chen's booth again. Chairman Li, aren't you angry when Jiang Chen said that to you? Chairman Li, this is Sahara Auto's first car, and it's also a new energy vehicle. What do you think of it? A group of reporters pointed the microphone at Chairman Li. Chairman Li cleared his throat and said, how can I see it? How can I see it, except squatting next to it? You are all reporters in the automotive industry. Don't you have eyes? Can't you follow and see for yourself? After Chairman Li finished speaking, the CEO of Daewoo Auto also came over. After all, he made a bet with Jiang Chen that he would buy the car at full price later. What are you looking at? Isn't it just a wild new energy vehicle? Our group has as many cars as you want. After the CEO of Daewoo Auto finished speaking, he touched the car body, looked at the paint, and looked at the forum. He suddenly panicked. Look at this design, advanced design, flowing lines, and this paint, this frame. It seems that it is really not something that ordinary car companies can make. This is the paint of a top sports car. Come and take a look. This sapphire is a real sapphire. My family used to run a jewelry store, and such a blue gem is rare in the world, at least worth hundreds of millions. Come and see. There is a signature on the rear of the car. Osborne, my god, this is actually the masterpiece of luxury car designer Osborne. Look, this is manually processed by Merity Automobile. My god, what a luxurious car this is. After everyone finished speaking, a group of car manufacturers CEOs soon joined in the research. At this time, the CEO of Daewoo Automobile Group was already sweating profusely. No way. When did Osborne design for a wild car? Bang. The president of Guangban Automobile opened the very textured car door. The car door was very light, but it gave people a very solid feeling. Not only the car door, but the whole car was very light. It was made of a new type of steel developed by the Sahara Steel Research Institute. The steel named Sahara No. 1 was initially transformed by Sahara Steel Research Institute, based on the outer steel. Although it is not as light, thin and strong as the outer steel, it is still much stronger than those steel companies on the earth. It is full of metal and extremely light. The leather sofa and luxurious interior in the car really have the style of a luxury car. Look at the steering wheel and the dashboard. These unique designs do have the shadow of Master Osborne. The president of Guangban Automobile sat in. After he finished speaking, the boss of Guangban is very fat. Surprisingly, after he sat down, the car body was very stable and there was no change at all. Yes, the appearance is good. After all, it is processed by Merity and designed by Master Osborne. There must be no problem. However, the most important thing for new energy vehicles is the power supply, not the appearance. How far can your car run? How long does it take to charge? The president of Guangban Automobile Group pointed out the most critical part of new energy vehicles at once. After all, their group has been in the field of new energy vehicles for a long time. Now Guangban Automobile has launched several generations of new energy vehicles, but they are not very satisfied with the battery and charging. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 607. Dare you call me a loser? Young man, how far can your car run? After the president of Guangban Motors got out of the car, he asked Jiang Chen. However, Jiang Chen obviously didn't have time to pay attention to him at the moment. Jiang Chen was discussing the acquisition with the chairman of the Pagani Group. Pagani looked okay on the surface, but due to the losses in the sports car field and the failure of the new sedan business, it soon went to the end of the road. The company was no longer able to turn around, so they had already discussed the acquisition with several companies. My time is precious. Just tell me the quotes from Yalfa Auto and Xiaohang Auto. I'll add 1 billion to this. 1 billion euros or euros? What are you thinking? I'm not a sucker. 1 billion euros. In addition, I will retain all the staff and R&D personnel of your company. Not only that, after the acquisition is completed, I will provide you with new steel that can reduce the weight of the car body by 1/10. In addition, I will provide you with a new car R&D base and R&D fund in the desert. 10 billion euros. I'll give you 3 hours to think about it. Tell me when you've made up your mind. I'm going to sell cars. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the foreigner on the other side nodded and said he would reply in half an hour. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen walked to his booth. At this moment, Jiang Chen's booth was already crowded with people. Guess how far my car can run on a single charge? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people looked at the CEO of Guangban Group. The president of Guangban Group thought for a while and said, with our group's advanced technology, our new energy vehicles can run 300 to 500 kilometers on a single charge. Since you're making a car for the first time, it should be around 350 kilometers. After the Guangban president finished speaking, the Daimyo automobile president shook his head with relief and said, who would buy a car that can only run 350 kilometers? Forget it, you might as well drive my new energy vehicle. After the Daimyo automobile president finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered. Today, Xiaoyu dared to step on him, and he would be surprised if he could make Xiaoyu lose face. 350? Multiplied by 3. My car can run at least 1,000 miles on a single charge. By the way, the thousands of miles I'm talking about are in winter. Moreover, I guarantee that it can run 1,000 miles on a single charge in the winter for at least 3 years. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, CEO Daimyo laughed. You can brag as much as you want. I also said that my car can run 1,000 miles in winter. Boss NIU, your car can't even run 300 miles in winter. Last time we collectively purchased your car for rental, it ran out of power after driving for a whole morning, and we didn't dare to drive far, so we lost money. After an honest man in the crowd finished speaking, a group of people began to criticize. That's right, Daimyo's new energy vehicle is advertised as being able to run 500 kilometers, but it can't even run 150 kilometers in winter. Especially after running for 2 years, it can't even run 100 miles in winter. After a group of people finished speaking, CEO Daimyo pointed at the crowd and shouted, it's cold in winter, and coupled with various factors such as the road, new energy vehicles can only do this. No, my car is not like that. My car can run 1,000 miles. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the CEO of Guangban Group saw that Jiang Chen's advertisement was about to be released, so he hurriedly spoke on the side. Stellar New Energy can also do it. Our Guangban cars can also run thousands of miles in winter. Your advantages are nothing, and your price is too high. That's right, you don't have any advantages in the field of new energy. After Chairman Li finished speaking, a group of reporters pointed their cameras at Jiang Chen. Boss Li, what is the advantage of your car compared to Stellar? Boss Jiang, do you think that a car only needs to look good? A group of people wanted to poke the microphone into Jiang Chen's mouth. Jiang Chen stepped back a few steps and answered. The cost of this car is so high, but once it is mass produced, the price will definitely come down. Also, is it okay, as long as the appearance is good? Here, I want to tell you that my car is not only good looking, but also has internal technology that is not comparable to those of these idiot car companies. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of car CEOs turned black. A young boy dared to call them idiots. This is simply shameless. Say it again. You've been a car company for less than a year. How much technology can you have? That's right. If you can't show real technology today, I tell you, you can't even think about leaving the exhibition area. After CEO Daimyo and others finished speaking, Jiang Chen pointed at CEO Daimyo and said, I've been waiting for you to say this. You always consider how far the battery can run. Why should I consider how far the battery can run? Have you ever seen a fuel car consider how far it can run after filling up with gas? If you want to run far, just buy a big truck. Big trucks can run far. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, CEO Daniel saw that Jiang Chen was starting to act like a rogue, so he pointed at Jiang Chen and shouted, "Don't try to change the concept. Can fuel cars be compared with new energy cars? In addition, fuel cars have matching gas stations, so they are not afraid, even if the fuel tank is small. Anyway, there are gas stations everywhere in the country. But can your new energy car do that? That's right. Charging a new energy car is not as fast as refueling. You don't have that ability, so you start to act like a rogue." A group of people accused Jiang Chen, but Jiang Chen was not angry. "Are you crazy? If you can't fix the battery, why don't you try to change the charging mode? It only takes 2 hours to fully charge my car, and don't worry if you don't have a place to charge it in the wild. My car has a solar charging system. As long as there is sunlight, it can be fully charged in 10 hours. Jiang Chen said, and a group of people were not calm. "You said it can be fully charged in 2 hours, so it can be fully charged in 2 hours. And what about the solar system? Who would have a solar charging panel on their car when they have nothing to do? That's right. What if it rains in the wild, and it runs out of power, and there is no place to charge?" After a group of reporters asked, Jiang Chen thought seriously. "Then you can die. Damn, can't you wait until the next day when it rains and charge it before going? And you can't drive any car. Don't even mention driving my new energy car. I'll give you a fuel car. If you run out of gas in the wild and there is no gas station, tell me what you should do," Jiang Chen said. The self-media reporters squeezed in the crowd were silent. Indeed, how can they answer this question? Why don't you ask me what to do if I drive to the North Pole and encounter polarite and there is no place to charge? What to do? What can I do? If you want to die, die in the car. What else can I do? Also, this is our first generation car. In the future, our new energy vehicles will continue to improve the charging method. Our second generation car will shorten the charging time to 1.5 hours and solar charging to 7 hours. Also, in our Sahara tourism base in Sac City, you never have to worry about having no place to charge. We have a charging station every 100 meters. Chapter 608, a lesson for you. At present, all the vehicles used in Jiang Chen's scenic area are fuel vehicles. No matter how good Sahara gasoline is, fuel vehicles will definitely damage the environment to some extent. This is why Jiang Chen is willing to invest heavily in new energy vehicles. Words are not enough. No matter how exaggerated you say, it's useless. Since you dare to sell the car for hundreds of millions, do you dare to really go on the road to compete? After the CEO of Daniel Automobile finished speaking, Jiang Chen pointed at him and said, "Sure. Compare casually. What can I be afraid of you? You are not only challenging our Daniel Automobile, you are challenging the entire new energy vehicle. Do you dare to compete with all our new energy vehicles together?" Chairman Li also stood up immediately. He was also waiting to see Jiang Chen's joke all the time. This young man is too arrogant. He must teach this young man a good lesson. Whatever, just come on. If it comes to competition, Jiang Chen is really not afraid. Okay, count us Guangban as one. Count us Zionich as one. We Fengban will also join. How can we miss Stella? This competition will attract all the people who pay attention to cars. This is also a golden opportunity to advertise, so who would be willing to give up such an opportunity? How to compete? You have the final say. Don't blame me for bullying you when the time comes. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and President Li stood up and said, "Then let's compare whose car runs longer, is more stable, and is more comfortable when fully charged." After President Li finished speaking, a group of reporters and car owners agreed. Do you dare to compete? If you don't dare, just admit defeat. After the CEO of NIU Automobile finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered, "Whoever dares not is a grandson, and whoever loses is also a grandson." Okay, whoever loses is a grandson. Several car companies are competing, which is really news. Speaking of competitions, it happens that the racing center is next to the Chengnan International Convention and Exhibition Center. There are no events at the racing center in autumn, which is just right for competitions. After Chairman Lee made the relevant application, several car companies decided to compete on the racing track at 8 o'clock the next morning, giving them time to prepare and recharge. After everything was settled, the Automobile Association also specially selected more than a dozen referees. These referees are neutral. They will be responsible for driving and then scoring from comfort and other aspects. After Jiang Chen and others signed the racing agreement, the media began to report the whole process. After media reports, the news of this internet celebrity new energy vehicle challenging traditional car companies soon fermented on the internet. In less than half an hour, the news of the new energy vehicle war was clicked into the 7th place on the Kaiandu hot search list. Of course, Jiang Chen didn't have time to pay attention to this. After discussion, Pagani Automobile decided to sell its company to Jiang Chen. The two sides decided to negotiate the final details. For this reason, the person in charge of Pagani immediately booked a plane ticket and took his team to Shangjing. When the person in charge of Pagani arrived in Shangjing, it was already late at night. In order to show his sincerity, Jiang Chen also rushed to the airport to pick him up. After receiving the person in charge of Pagani, Jiang Chen immediately arranged several directors of Pagani Automobile to stay in the presidential suite of Chengnan International Hotel. Chengnan International Hotel is a 5-star hotel under the Junlin Hotel Group, and it is also a hotel in which Jiang Chen has a stake. After Pagani and others checked into the hotel, it was late at night, so Jiang Chen did not disturb them. He decided to talk about it during the race tomorrow, while watching the race. Anyway, the race tomorrow will not be over for a while. The next morning, Jiang Chen got up early on purpose. After he had breakfast with the person in charge of Pagani, he briefly introduced his plans for the automobile to Pagani. When Pagani President David Verdi heard that Jiang Chen would invest heavily in building a car company, he nodded with great satisfaction. Today's Pagani does not lack brand effect, but what it lacks is the funds for development. Especially now is the era of new energy, and they also lack technology in this area of new energy. It happened that Jiang Chen had technology and funds, and the two sides could complement each other's advantages. After breakfast, Jiang Chen took Verdi directly to the stadium. After arriving at the race, Jiang Chen never expected that the entire F1 racetrack would be filled with spectators. These spectators were waving various small flags in their hands, and they were all people who came to cheer for the major groups. In the crowd, Jiang Chen saw many people waving the flags of the Sahara scenic area, and he was very moved. Before the race started, President Lee also read out the competition specifications, and then drew lots to determine the referees for each car. Of course, in order to be fair, each referee test drove each car for 20 minutes, and then after scoring, he test drove another car. The race started soon, and the CEO of Daewoo Automobile and others gathered together early. In their eyes, Jiang Chen was doomed to lose. After all, a car company that has just been established for less than a year, how can he have a hammer's technology? Jiang Chen found a secluded place beside the track to talk to the president of Pagani about the specific acquisition situation. "Oh, is that yellow car your car? It's so cool." After Verdi finished speaking, a gunshot rang out on the racetrack, and soon 7 new energy cars rushed into the track in an instant. Jiang Chen's yellow Sapphire car rushed into the runway first. At the initial acceleration, Jiang Chen's car completely beat Stella and Guangban and other cars. "Thank you, this is only our first generation car. It is very imperfect, and our technology will be cooler in the future. Let's talk about the acquisition. We, Sahara Automobile, are now making 2 preparations. In the fuel vehicle market, we will launch Pagani sports cars, sedans and commercial vehicles with your brand as the main one. In the new energy vehicle market, we will continue to launch the Sapphire series of new energy vehicles." Speaking of acquisitions, Verdi, a big-nosed man in his 50s with sparse hair, nodded and said, "We have approved your acquisition plan in principle. In terms of price, the Niche Automobile Group offered us 50 billion euros, and the Yafa Group offered us 52 billion euros. So, in terms of price, we hope that you cannot be less than 52 billion euros. 52 billion euros is 312 billion yuan, which is indeed a huge investment. However, Pagani is worth the price. Today, Pagani is the world's top sports car manufacturer, and their handmade sports cars are world famous. Of course, their production is not high, which is also the main factor limiting their profitability. Money is no problem. I said I have 1 billion more than them, so I have 1 billion more than them. I will give you 313 billion to buy your entire group. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Verdi nodded, but soon he raised another question. Before the contract is due, I hope you can continue to employ our company's employees as you said, and not let any employee be laid off. Chapter 609. I seem to see the hotspot. When it comes to retaining all the employees of Pagani, Jiang Chen has no objection at all. What Jiang Chen lacks now is this kind of top-notch automotive talent. Jiang Chen bought Pagani not only to buy their brand, but more importantly to buy their technology and talent. No problem, I won't fire an employee. Jiang Chen asked the manager to bring the contract. When the contract was due, Verdi's pen stopped again. We have another request. Our employees hope to continue to work at home. I hope they will not be fired. After Verdi finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. Jiang Chen's factory was built in the desert, and he couldn't let his employees stay in Italy. No, my factory is in the desert, and I hope those R&D personnel can come to the desert. Oh, no, the desert environment is too harsh. I can't force them. If they have to come to the desert, I'm afraid I can't sign this contract with you. After Verdi finished speaking, Jiang Chen's Sapphire Z1 car in the distance had finished the first lap of 20 minutes, and the referee on the Sapphire had already gotten off the car. However, the fastest of the 6 cars behind the Sapphire had just run 3/4. I can't accept that my car brand can't be on my land, otherwise, all my land will be wasted. Jiang Chen won't force them, and he won't force himself. There are so many car brands in the world now, and so many people want to buy them. Jiang Chen is not in a hurry. Moreover, it doesn't matter if he can't buy a car. After all, after this battle, his Sahara car will definitely be famous. With fame, he can launch a fuel car series. As long as the quality is improved, he won't have to worry about sales. I'm sorry. Verdi stood up after speaking. Seeing Verdi was about to leave, Guanku hurriedly persuaded him. How about we compromise? How to compromise? Verdi also wanted to cooperate with Jiang Chen very much. In the early morning, he had the honor of visiting Jiang Chen's Sapphire car and seeing the special steel plate that Jiang Chen brought. This steel plate is light and hard, which can greatly reduce the weight of the vehicle, and it is also safe. If this steel plate can be used on their brand of racing cars, it will greatly increase their speed. Of course, if this kind of steel is used in their sports cars and sedans, it will be a groundbreaking work. I think the headquarters should still be located in our future city. We can set up a sub-center at the Pagani headquarters in Italy. The world is now a globalized world, and the world is integrated. So they can choose to work at the headquarters in the future city, or at the Pagani headquarters in Italy. After Guanku finished speaking, Verdi nodded in agreement. If he could sell Pagani to Jiang Chen and use Jiang Chen's advantages in new energy and steel, Pagani's future would still be bright. And he could give his employees a better explanation. Mr. Jiang, what do you think? After Verdi finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at Guanku, and Guanku hurriedly persuaded him. Brother Jiang, I think it's possible. We can assemble 2 production lines at that time. One production line in Italy will be responsible for selling high-end sports cars to countries such as Europe and America. Then we will have a production line here, using their design and our own workers, to assemble the cars and sell them to Asian countries such as China. Now many companies have R&D bases and production bases in many countries. Whoever does not go global will fall behind. Then how do we place the designers? We will set up 2 design departments, one in Italy and one here. In the future, our Sahara new energy vehicle can also set up a design department in Italy, which will also facilitate on new energy vehicles to enter the world market as a sub-brand of Pagani. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought for a while and said, okay, but I have a request. All Pagani engineers and engineers in the design department must come to the headquarters regularly for study and exchange. In addition, middle level and above leaders must visit the headquarters once, and then they can choose whether to stay at the headquarters or stay in the branch center in Italy. Jiang Chen has a preferential policy for this talent introduction. For all middle and senior leaders who move into Sahara Automobile Group, He will provide them with free housing in the machinery town. Okay. I can decide for them. Verdi handed over the contract. After he finished speaking, Jiang Chen checked the contract and nodded to Verdi after confirming that the contract was correct. Then let's sign the contract. After Verdi finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at the Sapphire Z1 car that had returned to the track in the distance and said, "Wait, when the race is over, I want to sign the acquisition agreement in front of the national media." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Verdi shrugged his shoulders to show his understanding. So a group of people stood in the stands to watch the race. At the beginning of the second lap, Jiang Chen's new energy car instantly increased its speed to 100 like a sports car. After the Sapphire sped along the track, there was a thunderous applause from the surroundings. The Sapphire has a fast start, stable driving and a light body. You can't feel the outside sound at all in the car. It's almost zero noise. In addition, our first test drive referee recommends that everyone turn on the music. The Sapphire uses top-notch speakers, and every piece of music will be perfectly surrounded by your ears. After the commentary on the field, 20 minutes passed quickly, and the Sapphire was the first to stop at the starting line. After all the cars stopped, the reporter had been interviewing the second test drive referee of the Sapphire for a long time. Okay, the results of the second round are out. The first place is still Pan Bayoshi, and Sapphire scores are still full marks. The second place is Stellar, the third place is Leifu New Energy, and the last place is Dainio Auto. Time passed little by little. In the crowd, Jiang Chen was in high spirits, but the boss of Dainio Auto was already sweating all over. The sun was rising from the east to the top of his head. At noon, Jiang Chen took Verdi to the South City Hotel for a meal. When Jiang Chen came back, there were only 6 cars left on the field. Among the 7 cars, the Dainio car ran out of power before the referee finished the test drive. This time, the Dainio car only ran 370 kilometers when fully charged, and it consumed power very quickly when running at high speed. Not only that, when driving at high speed, the car body floated a lot and made a lot of noise, so the test drive referees all gave it the lowest score. After Dainio Auto was eliminated, the competition continued. In the afternoon, the number of spectators on the field not only did not decrease, but increased. Not only that, there were more and more media in the audience. Originally, they were reporters from car enthusiast magazines or car websites. Later, many TV reporters came. As more and more reports were reported, the video of this competition soon rushed to the top of the Kaiandu search list. When Jiang Chen appeared in the stands, there were crowds of people. Jiang Chen even saw many people live broadcasting the whole process. Sure enough, where there is a hot spot, there are always people who live broadcast. Chapter 610 Worst Energy Vehicle Award. The race has been going on for 4 hours. You can see that donkey automobile has been driving slowly. I'm afraid it won't be able to make it through this lap. Look, donkey automobile has stopped. It's parked on the track. Let's take a look at donkey automobile's results. According to the data sent by the test drive referee, donkey automobile has traveled a total of 391 kilometers. Okay, the Zeek automobile over there has also stopped. Zeek automobile has traveled a total of 392 kilometers. Guangbin and Toyota Honda have also stopped. Guangbin has traveled 3,927, and Toyota Honda has traveled 398 kilometers. Time passed, and in the end there were only 3 cars left that could barely stop at the starting line. Okay, it's the last lap. Let's see who can hold on to the end. Guangbin, Toyota Honda and Yalfa Auto have all been eliminated. The only new energy vehicles that can really reach a speed of over 400 kilometers are Stellar, Xiao's Han Auto and, oh my god, Sahara Sapphire, which was established only a year ago, has also made it to the final battle. Fuck, what the hell are you talking about? Let's get started. Stop talking, your butt is worn out after sitting for so long. Okay, the last lap of the race has begun. The starting flag has been waved, and the 3 cars have set off. Yes, got, Sapphire's starting speed is still not affected. The acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers is still less than 10 seconds, but Stellar and Xiao's Han Auto are no match for it. Now they are moving at a snail's pace. Yeah. Sapphire has already run 1/3 of the way. Okay, Xiao's Han Auto has stopped. The test drive referee sent the mileage. Xiao's Han Auto's final mileage is 413 kilometers, a good result. Stella has also stopped, and the test drive referee has also sent the mileage, 422 kilometers. It can run 422 kilometers on a single charge, which is indeed worthy of being the leader of new energy vehicles. Hey, you can't say that. You see, Sapphire is still like chicken blood and still has no intention of stopping. According to this trend, Sapphire is expected to rush 500 kilometers. This will break Stella's best result. After the two commentators finished speaking, there was a burst of applause at the scene. On the platform, Stella and other giants looked at Sapphire still running on the field, and they all frowned, especially the new energy giant Stella. Although Stella has launched a small number of models, it has made the entire company one of the top 3 automobile companies with the title of New Energy. The impact brought by Jiang Chen Sapphire is bound to put Stella in a dilemma. How is it possible? Has Japan developed a new battery? Why don't we know? Stella uses the battery of Japan's Samsung, which is known as the king of batteries. How can it lose to an unknown small company? Hey, headquarters, our car lost to Sapphire. Can you ask if Song has developed a new battery and sold it to Sahara Auto? The head of Stella China quickly called the headquarters. While they were on the phone, the Sapphire car ran another lap. After reaching the finish line, Sapphire did not intend to stop. After changing the test driving coach, Sapphire set off again. However, this time, Sapphire directly turned on the solar charging system. After the solar charging system was turned on, the back half of the Sapphire car turned silver. The sun was still bright at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Under the strong sunlight, Sapphire's solar charging system began to charge automatically. With the long-term endurance of automatic charging, Sapphire car broke through the ultimate endurance of 600 kilometers. When the car finally stopped, after driving 623 kilometers, the field was already full of applause. After the game, Jiang Chen Sapphire won the first place and Stella was second. The worst Dainio car won the worst new energy award. Its mileage was almost half of Jiang Chen's. Congratulations, congratulations. It's really unexpected that you have achieved this result in the first year of car manufacturing. The award ceremony began on the field. When President Li presented the trophy to Jiang Chen frowned. He was very dissatisfied with this result. In Jiang Chen's plan, Sapphire should not run 600 kilometers after turning on the solar charging system. You know, the technology used by Sapphire is an alien technology that the research institute has been researching for 2 years. After 2 years of research, the alien battery can supply electricity to a company for half a year with one charge. You have only run this distance? Moreover, the alien solar energy system can be charged with only weak starlight, and the charging speed is fast. Compared with myself, the difference is simply a world of difference. What's more, the body of my car is lighter than this. Thank you. Although he was very dissatisfied, Jiang Chen could not express his dissatisfaction in front of so many reporters. After receiving the trophy, Jiang Chen turned to look at the CEO of Dainio Auto not far away and said, "Boss NIU, this car is the only limited edition handmade car of Austin, and it is equipped with a pure sapphire logo. The cost price is 400 million. I don't want more from you. 500 million, you can drive it away." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of reporters from automobile newspapers and TV stations turned to Boss NIU of Dainio Group. When Boss NIU heard that he was asked to buy a car for 500 million, he was instantly anxious. Dainio Auto is not doing well now. As a domestic car, the quality of Dainio Auto has always been not very good. The biggest selling point of Dainio Auto is that the shape is better. He likes to imitate various famous luxury cars. Although the appearance is very similar, the internal power is completely a scum. However, because Dainio Auto caters to many young people who have no money, but like to pretend to be rich, the sales in the early stage were extremely fierce. But in the past 2 years, because the quality of Dainio Auto is really bad, when everyone recognizes its true face, the sales of Dainio Auto began to decline rapidly. Starting this year, Dainio Auto has begun to lose money. This is also the reason why Dainio Auto rented a particularly large booth this time, and why it always likes to take advantage of the hotspots. Dainio Auto wants to use this auto show to relaunch its cars. This time it got the hotspots, but it also let everyone know that its cars are not good. Who said I want to buy your car? You believe me when I'm just joking. I also said I want to buy your company. Why don't you believe it? After President NIU finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, sure, whichever one you want to buy, I'll sell it to you at a discount. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the reporter raised the microphone and asked President NIU, Mr. NIU, are you really going to buy a Sahara car? Mr. NIU, don't go. Your new energy vehicle is advertised to be able to run 500 kilometers, but it only ran 350 kilometers. Do you have anything to say, Mr. NIU? Chapter 611 We don't agree. Under the questioning of a group of reporters, President NIU left the podium without saying a word. After President NIU left, everyone's eyes were focused on Jiang Chen again. President Jiang, do you have anything to say about winning this competition? President Jiang, which company did you use your battery technology? President Jiang, when will this new energy vehicle be able to be mass produced? What will the price be after mass production? Glory belongs only to the winner. After a group of reporters surrounded Jiang Chen looked at everyone and said, you can come to our booth to ask for specific questions. In addition, President Li, we will cancel our Sahara Auto booth and relocate a booth for us next to Pagani. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, President Li's expression had already changed. Okay, we will do it right away. In the past, President Li did not dare to offend SYNOPSIS Auto and Dainio Auto, but after today's battle, he has completely recognized who will be the overlord of the future automotive industry. Therefore, he dare not offend the needs of the overlord. Okay, we'll do it right away. By the way, I'm going to hold a press conference next to the Pagani booth. Chairman Li, please arrange it. If it's well arranged, I'll definitely come to help you next time you hold an auto show. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Chairman Li nodded and said, I'll definitely arrange it. Next time you come, I'll definitely leave the best exhibition hall for you. It's only 20 miles from the racetrack to the exhibition hall. Everyone's exhibitor cars were pulled back by cars, except for Jiang Chen's Sapphire. After the Sapphire stopped at the racetrack, the solar charging mode of the whole car was turned on. After nearly an hour of charging, the Sapphire car regained its power, and it was no problem for it to run 50 miles now. So Jiang Chen personally invited the CEO of Pagani to drive back to the Pagani booth with him. When a group of reporters saw that the Sapphire was driven back by himself, they became excited again. So the group of self-media on the internet, who originally cursed Jiang Chen, followed suit and started the news. Fatty Wang talks about money after running 1000 miles. Sapphire car actually. The monologue of the person on the shore. After watching the Sapphire car race, tens of thousands of netizens were angry. At this moment, next to the Pagani exhibition hall, Chairman Li also vacated a space for reporters to interview. Jiang Chen was sitting at the conference table, fiddling with his mobile phone. Looking at the news released by the headlines, he couldn't help but frowned. Mr. Jiang, the media are all here. Can we start now? If you have any heavy news, please release it at our auto show. This will definitely attract the attention of the whole world. After Chairman Li finished speaking, Jiang Chen knocked on the microphone, and the sound of the microphone was very loud. If you have any questions, please ask them here. In addition, before I answer the questions, I would like to ask how many self-media we have here? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the self-media in the crowd raised their hands. Okay, is Xiaojia talking about antiques on the public account? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a big man raised his hand. The reason why the Sapphire car runs so fast is actually magnified 1000 times with a magnifying glass. Netizens are angry. This is the article you published, right? Can you die without the magnifying glass? If you magnify your mother's pussy 1000 times, you will still find the remnants of Leo Wang next door. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people burst into laughter. Some self-media are like this, distorting the facts for traffic. The unhealthy trends on the internet and the sacred status of journalists are all corrupted by these bastards. Okay, President Lee, kick all the self-media here out. Why do you look down on our self-media? Even if it's our self-media, why can't we stay here? You are Zayojadang talking about education. I just read your article. The sentences are not coherent and there are typos everywhere. That's fine. You said that you are a person who stirs up conflicts between parents and teachers every day. Every day, you use P teachers to scold parents in the group, and parents scold teachers in the group to provoke conflicts. That's fine. Of course, you also want to increase the number of cliques by causing quarrels between teachers and parents, so as to double your income to support your dying mother. It can be forgiven. After all, you are a filial son. However, why do you come to criticize my car instead of your education? Come, take a look at your article saying that I stole the technology of Daimler Automobile and Tesla. Oh, fuck, you even wrote the name of the car wrong. You said that I stole Stella's battery and installed it in my car. Which eye did you see me stealing Stella's battery and installing it in my car? And you, history broadcaster. The things that Empress Dowager Cixi played with every day turned out to be used late at night. It turns out that the big spy Fangzi is not dead. The old woman from northeast China personally admitted that she is the spy Fangzi. This article is good. Come, let's take a look at your pictures. Let's search for this old lady. The old lady lived to be 127 years old. It turned out that she drank 2 kilograms of white wine every day. The famous Mao doctor lived to be 100 years old by eating these foods every day. Can you explain why everyone uses this picture? Forget it. You reported that I secretly punctured the tires of Guangban automobile with nails during the competition, causing Guangban to lose the competition. Which of your eyes saw me personally run to the stadium to puncture the tires of Guangban automobile with nails? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, President Lee couldn't help frowning. This is simply nonsense. The speed of the car was so fast in the competition, and only people like me who are not afraid of death would dare to run down and puncture other people's tires. Okay, all the self-media friends, if you still have a little conscience, if you still want to make a little contribution to society, please don't distort the facts anymore. Please don't insult the IQ of the majority of netizens anymore. Okay, now please leave. We only respect the reports of regular media. After President Lee finished speaking, Jiang Chen checked Weibo. Soon, a self-media Big V started a post on Weibo and also posted a screenshot of President Lee scolding netizens. Li Jiaming of the Shangjing Automobile Association actually scolded netizens as a group of low-level creatures with no IQ. Netizens, we don't agree. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh after reading it. Sure enough, a dog will never change its habit of eating shit. After driving all the self-media out, Jiang Chen handed the report on Weibo to President Lee, who was so angry that he almost exploded after reading it. Damn it, I must sue him. Do these self-media have any bottom line? Remain calm, they will do anything for money. A few years ago, the famous director Lao Tzu changed his movie from theaters to online, live broadcast due to the epidemic. When everyone was bored, he presented everyone with a free movie feast. You say that someone is blacking out such a person. What's the name of an unknown director? He scolds Lao Tzu on Weibo every day. Lao Tzu didn't respond to him, but he made 40,000 to 50,000 on Weibo because of clicks and advertisements. If Lao Tzu had replied to him at the time, he could have made 400 to 500 million just from Weibo advertising. If you ignore this kind of person, his popularity will soon go down. If you pay attention to him, you will not benefit him at all, except helping him make money. Chapter 612, Pagani's Future Path. Jiang Chen knows the tricks of these self-media better than anyone else. After Jiang Chen's introduction, President Lee suddenly remembered a previous report. This is also about a celebrity named Han who donated all her wealth to charity. Even for such a person, the self-media people did not let her go. They made a lot of money by blackening her and stirring up the heat. Alas, the country should really rectify this group of self-media. President Lee sighed after saying this. After all, after driving out the group of self-media people, the interview can officially begin. Now I will briefly answer a few questions that everyone is concerned about. First of all, the battery used in the Sapphire car is a newly developed battery with an exclusive patent by our Sahara group. The charging system on the Sapphire is also a charging technology with an exclusive patent developed by our Sahara group. The other issue is about mass production. Sapphire will launch the first mass-produced car within 3 years. By then, the performance of mass-produced cars will be greatly improved. Not only that, in terms of price, our mass-produced new energy vehicles will enter thousands of households, so its price cannot be as expensive as our first car. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the media asked many more questions, and Jiang Chen answered them one by one. After answering the questions, President Li excitedly gave Jiang Chen a thumbs up. This era of respecting foreign cars is finally over. If Chinese people really master this technology, they will no longer have to look at the faces of foreigners in the future. Okay, now that we have solved the problem of Sapphire, I want to solemnly announce something to everyone. At the time, when the self-media reported that I had pierced Guangban Automotive Tire, I completed the acquisition with Pagani Automobile Group. From this moment on, Pagani Automobile Group will officially belong to Sahara Automobile Group. After speaking in the early morning, a group of formal media were amused by Jiang Chen. On the day when Jiang Chen acquired the world-famous sports car Pagani, all the media applauded. This is really a good thing, to win glory for the country. As a media, how can people not feel gratified for the country? Good. Win glory for the country. Amid the applause of a group of people, Jiang Chen stood up and shook hands with Verdi, and then the two parties formally signed the acquisition agreement. After the agreement was signed, the faces of the CEOs of Zhang Automobile and others were sweating. They never thought that the young man in front of them was really so rich, and they were also worried about their future. After signing the acquisition agreement, the specific situation will be achieved by Guanchu, the full power representative of Sahara Automobile, to talk with Verdi, and Jiang Chen continued to accept everyone's interviews and reports in front of the media. Mr. Jiang, what plans do you have for the future market after acquiring Pagani sports car? The future is an era of fully protecting and caring for the environment. As we all know, our ecological environment is very fragile now. The Sahara Desert may swallow up the entire China at any time, so if we want to protect our homeland, we must fully protect our environment. The future Pagani Group will use a new power, and they will automatically filter out objects that are harmful to the environment in the fuel. It can be said that the core competitiveness of our Pagani automobile in the future is environmental protection. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, even Chairman Li couldn't help but applaud. Also, here I hope that those who have the ability to add Sahara gasoline will not think it is too expensive. Using Sahara gas will greatly reduce the pollution to the environment. Protecting the environment starts from ourselves from now on. Today, Sahara oil has gone beyond the new province and towards the whole of China. However, due to various reasons and the protection policies of domestic oil companies, the price of Sahara oil in the mainland is very high. All Sahara oil in the new province was forced to increase from the original 5 yuan per liter to 10 yuan per liter. The same is true in the mainland, and this is also the price of Sahara oil entering the mainland. Well, from now on, those who have the ability should buy more Sahara oil. Everyone knows this truth, but such a high oil price is not something that ordinary people can afford. After the press conference, when Guanchu and Verdi signed specific treaties, Jiang Chen clicked on the news again and started reading. At this moment, almost all the reports of regular media have been posted on the internet. The news is fast. If you post slowly, then others may get there first. So many media are interviewing and publishing at the same time. Jiang Chen scanned the reports, and almost all the reports of regular media were very respectful of the facts. They reported all the advantages of Sahara Automobile. In particular, Jiang Chen's acquisition of Pagani once rushed into the Kyandu hot search. However, there were also some self-media that blackened Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen was too lazy to pay attention to them. The exhibition lasted for 3 days, and ended after 3 days. When all the companies began to evacuate the Chengnan International Convention and Exhibition Center in an orderly manner, Jiang Chen also left Shangjing and returned to the Sahara scenic area. After Jiang Chen arrived at the machinery town, the first batch of Pagani executives who came to visit had already arrived. All of these executives were forced to come here, and they had no good impression of the desert. But after arriving in the desert, looking at the desert oasis and the blue sky and white clouds, almost all Pagani executives were stunned. Especially Guan, who invited them to visit the ancient capital of the Samanid dynasty. Then he led them to visit the desert super city of Sakacheng. When a group of Pagani executives learned that many Chinese super rich people had settled in the desert, they also became excited. Especially when they were about to leave, Jiang Chen entertained them in a big hotel in the scenic area. At the dinner table, Jiang Chen promised them, as long as they stayed in the machinery town and worked in the automobile group, they would get houses ranging from 70 to 500 square meters according to their level. In addition to providing free housing, all Pagani R&D personnel and executive engineers would have their salaries increased by one level if they chose to work in the automobile company in the Sahara desert. The excellent environment and the monetary rewards soon attracted many Pagani engineers and executives. At the same time, in the autumn, Jiang Chen and Guanshu planned to continue recruiting automotive engineers in Italy. Those engineers first worked in Pagani's factory. After working for a year, they could apply to work in the desert. Of course, the more important thing in the autumn was that Jiang Chen held a meeting with Pagani executives for several days to discuss the future of Pagani cars. Chapter 613. Eliminating second-hand landlords. At the Pagani meeting, Jiang Chen discussed with all the Pagani executives about the mass production of Pagani cars. Now Pagani's main problem is market share, and the problem of not being able to mass produce due to manual work. After a month-long discussion, Jiang Chen finally reached an agreement with the new president of Pagani. In the new year, Pagani will develop in multiple lines. First of all, he will retain the most authentic handmade sports car customization business. Handmade sports car customization will be Pagani's highest end industry. In terms of manual customization, Pagani could only produce more than a dozen cars a year, but now in order to cater to the rich who want to own Pagani, Jiang Chen decided to continue to recruit more workers and increase the output to at least 50 cars a year. In addition, in terms of the competitiveness of high-end sports cars, Jiang Chen decided to change all the materials of the sports car. The new Pagani super sports car will be made of all high-end materials obtained from the scenic area. The handmade sports car built in this way is fast, the chassis is stable, and the degree of firmness has also been greatly improved. In addition to handmade sports cars, Jiang Chen also launched assembly line sports cars. The sports car produced on the assembly line can be mass produced, so the competitive advantage of this sports car is that the quality does not decline, but the price can enter many middle-class families. This is Jiang Chen's dual sports car plan. Pagani is a luxury car brand. In addition to sports cars, Jiang Chen also decided to continue to increase the production of Pagani cars. Pagani cars are still divided into two types. The first type is a handmade super luxury car. This luxury car is specially made by hand for rich people. The other luxury car is a luxury car produced on the assembly line. The luxury cars produced on the assembly line are mainly for high-end models such as Bentley. In addition, in order to cater to the middle class and not damage the interests of the Pagani brand, Jiang Chen launched the Crown series of cars. The Crown series of cars is Pagani technology plus Sahara automobiles processing. This series of cars mainly corresponds to Mercedes-Benz and BMW cars with a price between 500 and 200 million. Finally, Jiang Chen launched a car with a civilian price, which was named the Desert Star series by Jiang Chen. The Desert Star series is the flagship car independently developed by Sahara Automobile. The Desert Star series is divided into three small series. One is priced between 200,000 and 300,000. One is priced between 100,000 and 200,000. And the last one is priced between 60,000 and 150,000. The dominant force in the market now is still vehicles priced between 60,000 and 300,000. Many of these people have rigid needs for cars, so many of them value quality. While valuing quality, they also value some brands. So in order to bring Desert Star, Jiang Chen asked him to continue to rely on Pagani technology. After discussing a series of models, the next step is design and production. Regarding design, Jiang Chen hired many well-known foreign designers for Sahara Automobile to engage in the design of models. In terms of appearance design, Jiang Chen is going to take the youth route for low-end cars. There are two ways to go for mid-range cars: successful businessmen and young people. Moreover, Jiang Chen proposed that, in order to prevent the popularity of Sahara automobile from decreasing, these models must be launched within a year. At the Beijing International Auto Show next year, all brands must be launched online. After Jiang Chen gave the order, Pagani Group and Sahara Automobile Group began to get busy. Time has quietly passed from autumn to the beginning of winter. In winter, many scenic spots in Sahara are no longer worth seeing. However, the number of tourists in winter is the highest in the year because Sahara's winter is China's spring, and many people travel in spring. In addition, Jiang Chen will continue to implement the pass policy as usual in winter. Under the influence of the pass policy, the number of tourists in one winter will be close to the sum of the tourists in the two seasons. Of course, Jiang Chen has no time to take care of these things. In winter, the immigration task of Twin Cities has been completed. Not only that, the immigration task of Tsinghua Town has also been completed. So in winter, Jiang Chen is going to sell the house on the inner and outer ring roads. Before selling the house, Jiang Chen first drove to the Immigration Management Center of Twin Cities. Now most of the municipal management units have moved to Saktown in the city center, but the Immigration Management Center is still in East City. It was already noon when he arrived at the Immigration Management Center. Because he had to wait for Jiang Chen, Zhu Xiaoxuan did not leave work. "Brother Jiang, you are here. Should we eat first or?" In the office, Zhu Xiaoxuan's computer was turned on. Jiang Chen walked to the computer and sat down, saying, "Let's work first. I'll treat you later. Bring your comrades from the immigration department. Eat as much as you want today." "Okay, I'll thank you, Brother Jiang." For everyone. I see the streets of Twin Cities are full of people. It finally feels like a city here, isn't it? Brother Jiang, there are a total of 700,000 households in the east and west districts of Twin Cities, with a population of 2.72 million. In addition, we just cleared out a wave of people who bought houses, but didn't live in them. Now the occupancy rate has reached 100%. There are also people speculating in houses in Twin Cities. These people are the most annoying. They apply for houses according to their own conditions, but don't live in them themselves. Then they plan to sell them to others after the policy is relaxed in 2 years. There are also some people who buy houses, but don't live in them themselves, and then rent them to those who don't have the conditions to buy houses. Those who don't have the conditions to buy houses use his documents to send their children to school in the special zone, and then he collects a lot of rent. After this matter was discovered, Zhu Xiaoxuan was very angry. After discussion, Zhu Xiaoxuan directly cleared out those who bought houses, but did not live in them. At the same time, those who bought houses and rented them out to others were fined 20% and then cleared out. In addition, in order to prevent such things from happening again, Zhu Xiaoxuan sent warning text messages to every household through Sahara communication. In the future, if someone buys a house, but does not live in it or sublets it, Sac City will directly put him on the blacklist. Once on the blacklist, this person will never want to come to Sac City again in his life, not even for tourism. Very good. I hate those people who speculate in real estate the most. Houses are for people to live in, not for them to make money. And in Tsinghua Town, you also tell everyone that, if you buy a house, but do not live in it or sublet it, you will clear out the household registration, and put it on the blacklist. Those villa buyers who did not transfer their household registration can leave their houses empty, but once they are found to sublet, they will be fined 50% of the house price, and then the money will be returned, and cleared out of Sac City. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhu Xiaoxuan became more confident after receiving instructions from the top leader. Brother Jiang, rest assured that we will definitely wipe out those who try to make money from the house. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 614, Godlike ABBA Technology. After dealing with those who made money by speculating in real estate, Jiang Chen asked about the applicants who were rejected by Xinhua Town. Speaking of those who were rejected, ZHU Shaoxuan said, "Brother Jiang, the second round of applications has just been released, and the houses in Xinhua Town have been applied for. Therefore, the second round of applicants are basically waiting for new houses. How many people are there?" Speaking of the number of applicants, ZHU Shaoxuan clicked on the computer, and the numbers on the computer statistics website continued to jump. Because of the popularity, there are many people who applied for the second batch. So far, there are 5.43 million households. In this batch, excluding those who are unqualified, there are at least more than 3 million households. After ZHU Shaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. There are enough people. Jiang Chen calculated that there are 7-story buildings on the inner ring road, so there are many residents, at least more than 1.3 million households. The outer ring road is mainly villas, but the area of the outer ring road is large, so at least more than 700,000 households can live. This adds up to nearly 2 million households, and now there are more than 3 million families who can pass the preliminary review. They are still very confident that they can sell all these houses. Okay, you can send messages to those applicants who meet the criteria in the background and ask them to follow my live broadcast account. 5 days later, on the weekend, I will conduct a new round of house selling, live broadcasts on Sahara. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and ZHU Shaoxuan nodded. Okay, I'll send them a message now. When can these 3 million users be screened out? It only takes us a few minutes to screen them out. In the past, we all did manual review, so the time was slow, but now we have conducted big data review. We put all the applicants into the database. Then we use data to screen these applicants according to the conditions, and we can keep those who meet the conditions, and delete those who do not meet the conditions. ZHU Shaoxuan finished speaking, and Jiang Chen nodded. In the age of technology, whoever masters technology will master the future. Very good. I hope our city can be clearly distinguished from the special zone. I hope we are a city of science and innovation, where technology can solve everything. Speaking of technology solving everything, ZHU Shaoxuan said with a smile, we have been clearly distinguished from the special zone. Now Sac City and ABBA Technology have jointly created a facial intelligent recognition system. Our municipal government has adopted this system. From now on, all our residents no longer need ID cards and household registration books. Now once citizens are admitted to our household registration system, the system will take photos and scan their faces and bodies. In the future, as long as the identity system can be used, as long as its face is scanned, its relevant information can be automatically obtained. ABBA Technology, which ZHU Shaoxuan mentioned, is a company newly acquired by Sahara Group from China. The main business of this company is facial recognition AI and big data. Very good, we need this kind of technology. Yes, it has been deployed in Dongcheng district. This system is very expensive. We in Sac City paid them nearly 1 billion yuan for this system. But the benefits are obvious. Brother Jiang, let me take you to visit. ZHU Shaoxuan said, and took Jiang Chen to the Public Security Bureau not far away. After entering the Public Security Bureau, ZHU Shaoxuan took Jiang Chen directly to the monitoring room. The main monitoring room of Dongcheng district has a super hall. In the hall, the walls are lined with large and small monitors. Fatty Wang, show Brother Jiang our criminal monitoring system. After ZHU Shaoxuan said, Fatty Wang hurriedly clicked on a surveillance camera on the shopping street. In front of a 55-inch super monitor, people coming and going under the camera appeared. There was nothing special about these people under the camera, but soon a person with a blue light flashing above his head appeared. Brother Jiang, look at the people here who don't have any light on their heads. They are all residents of Sac City. I'll show you, Brother Jiang. Let's click on this young man. Fatty Wang clicked on the figure of the young man, and soon the specific information of this person appeared next to the monitor. Zhang Da. 32 years old, gender, male, graduated from MIT, USA. Occupation, Deputy Director Level Researcher of Sac City Medical Research Institute. Address, Unit 13, Building B, Lotus Community, Ziyuan Street, East District, Sac Twin Cities, Villa. Looking at the information displayed on the computer, Jiang Chen was very surprised. Sure enough, there was a reason why this system was expensive. Not bad. What's the matter with the blue light on his head? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang hurriedly clicked on the person with the blue light on his head. Soon, the information of this person appeared on the monitor. Li Lei. 27 years old. Tourist. ID card code 346. Home address, Anhui Province, Sanpang City. Time of entering the scenic area, March 7th, 2026. Brother Jiang, the person with the blue light on his head is a tourist. When they buy tickets, the camera will automatically enter their headshot and ID card into our security management system. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at the surveillance and said, if they are not tourists, and not from here, what will be displayed on their heads? It will display a red triangle, and our system will automatically alarm people with red triangle heads. Once the system alarms, our nearby security personnel will immediately receive the alarm information and arrest the person. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, he couldn't help but give a thumbs up. Sure enough, with this set of high-tech products, the safety factor of the entire Sage City will rise sharply. Very good. I hope this system will be installed in the entire Sage City as soon as possible. Brother Jiang, rest assured, the entire Sage City will install this intelligent system within a year. After leaving the Public Security Bureau, Jiang Chen took everyone to the East City Hotel for dinner. After dinner, Zhang Xiaoxuan followed Jiang Chen's instructions and directly selected some small rich people and some middle-class families with big data, and then sent them house purchase information through the background. In the evening, Jiang Chen called Lao Zia again. He wanted to sell the house live on Sahara, so he had to ask Lao Zia to clear the whole Saturday. When the call was connected, Lao Zia was busy in a meeting. Hey, Jiang, have you finished the auto show? I have. By the way, I want to do a live broadcast on Saturday. Please help me arrange it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lao Zia nodded and said, okay, I'll arrange it right away. Jiang, I was just about to call you. It's about Sac City. Chapter 615 to Baston. When Jiang Chen heard that old Zia wanted to talk to him about something, he had a bad feeling. Old Zia, what do you want? Brother Jiang, Sac City is not honest. They need a machine to print ID cards and household registration books. I invested nearly several million. The machine was designed, and the factory and workers were in place. In the end, after we produced the machine, they actually told us that they didn't want it. If you didn't want it, you should have told me at the beginning. Now we have invested so much money, and they said they don't want it. What should I do with all the money I invested? It turned out that old Zia came to complain. Now Sac City has adopted a facial recognition system, and they don't need ID cards and household registration books at all. They don't need it, but since they commissioned me to design and produce it, they should compensate me. In the end, this old Zia wants to pay money. Speaking of compensation, if I go to ZHU Xiaoxuan now, he will definitely not pay the money. If he doesn't want to buy, forget it. Can't you sell these equipment to China? I can sell them to China, Brother Jiang, but the key is that Sac City is not doing this right. Also, I have a batch of household registration and ID card printing systems that they specially customized, which are often not sold outside. Let's put it this way, Brother Jiang, you see, the people of Sac City want to go back to China, or go to other countries. They also need ID cards and passports. So, Brother Jiang, tell ZHU Xiaoxuan, and ask him to buy all of my last equipment. Just put it there for everyone to print, and keeping household registration books and ID cards at home is also a kind of protection. Old Zia said goodnight, and Jiang Chen nodded and agreed. If he didn't agree to him, old Zia might ask him for something. And about passports and so on, Jiang Chen really needs these. Although Sac City is now a city that is not controlled by China on the surface, this city is not recognized by the United States. And you are flying the banner of Sac City. In history, Sac City belonged to a country called Baston. Now this country has been covered by the desert, which means that this country has perished. Therefore, all the countries that originally established diplomatic relations with this country have revoked their diplomatic relations. Therefore, if the people of Sage City want to go to other countries, they can only go to the special zone to apply for passports, and then go to other places as citizens of the special zone. Of course, there is a reason why the special zone is willing to accept the people of Sage City. This is also the result of Jiang Chen's negotiation with Shangjing. Now is an era when deserts are aging all over the world. If Jiang Chen helps China to block the footsteps of the Sahara Desert, then China will not follow the footsteps of those Central Asian countries. In return, Shangjing promised that the people of the city built by Jiang Chen can go to other cities or go abroad through the identity authentication system of the special zone. After talking about work with Lao Zia for a while, Jiang Chen hung up the phone. In the evening, he was free and there were no new seeds to plant, so Jiang Chen decided to take a good walk in the Twin Cities. He also wanted to enjoy the prosperity and stability of his own city. When night was about to fall, Jiang Chen went directly to the top floor of the tallest shopping mall in the Twin Cities. Standing on the top floor of the shopping mall, you can overlook the entire city. The last ray of the sun in the west was embedded on the surface of the earth, and a crescent moon in the sky was hanging obliquely among the stars. There was no snow in the desert in winter, and the temperature was not too cold. At this moment, there were many people sitting at the top of the shopping mall to enjoy the sunset and the starry sky. Everyone chose to be quiet without any prior agreement. It's so beautiful. The night lights of the city lit up, and the neon lights illuminated the night of the entire city. A young couple leaned against the railing, looking at the busy traffic in the distance, and couldn't help but sigh. It would be great if we could live here too. Yes, but the Twin Cities have already applied, and the Xinhua district has also applied. Today I also received a message from the background that there are houses for sale in Sac City. I hope we can buy them this time. After the boy finished speaking, he hugged the girl, and continued to look at the starry sky in the sky. Looking at them, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered his college days. At that time, he also dreamed of living in a prosperous city one day. Before going downstairs, Jiang Chen took a photo of the young couple by the railing. After taking the photos, Jiang Chen sent them directly to ZHU Sheogsun. Leave them a new house. Jiang Chen closed his phone after sending it, and walked downstairs in big strides. Time passed quickly. 5 days passed in a blink of an eye. The weekend came, and the day for Jiang Chen to start live broadcasting also came. On Saturday morning, Jiang Chen got up very early. He changed into a brand new set of clothes and came to the outer ring road early. Jiang Chen's task today was very simple. He needed to buy all the houses on the outer ring road. Of course, this was also a big challenge because the entire outer ring road was full of villas. It was indeed not easy to sell villas from more than 700,000 yuan. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. I'm very happy that you can take time to watch my live broadcast on the weekend. In addition, this live broadcast will not broadcast new scenic spots. This live broadcast is purely a live broadcast of selling houses, so friends who are not interested can leave early. Jiang Chen did not want to disturb everyone's rare weekend time. So before starting the live broadcast, he stated his purpose in advance, so as not to waste other people's time. Baseball, it doesn't matter. We're bored staying at home on weekends anyway. We might as well take a look at what houses you recommend. Maybe we can buy them. Puppy under the squirrel, that's right. We're idle anyway. We don't know how long it will take for the anchor to watch the live broadcast. We must support him. After a group of old fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen was also very moved. Okay, let's not talk nonsense anymore. Now let's start introducing the houses I recommend. Jiang Chen started to introduce them to everyone. The first thing he wanted to introduce to everyone was the villa area located on the northwest outer ring road of the development zone. The first thing we want to sell is the villas on the west outer ring road. You can take a look at this area of villas. Their location is very good. The areas of these villas vary. The largest area is 1,200 square meters and the smallest area is 360 square meters. The construction style of these villas is the landscape and pastoral style. Their prices are also the most expensive villas in the entire Outer Ring Road villa complex. Jiang Chen finished speaking and took pictures of the villas in the distance with his mobile phone. Jiang Chen was right. This villa was very distinctive. It was located close to the Canny Valley, so its style was mostly mountain themed. Chapter 616 New Opportunities. Spark. I think it's good. The surrounding greenery is also good. There are tall cacti in the distance. I believe that the desert can be seen not far away. Dark Angel. I like to climb mountains. Buying a house here will definitely make climbing very convenient. The latest wind. How much is it per square meter? The villas in Xinghua Town and Shuangzi City are more than 40,000 per square meter. I don't know how expensive the villas on the Outer Ring Road will be. A group of people asked about the price. Before talking about the price, Jiang Chen decided to introduce the advantages of this villa to everyone. The difference between this area of villas and Twin City and Xinghua Town is that this area of villas is close to the Outer Ring Road. The surrounding area is relatively quiet. Of course, its biggest selling point is that the villas in this area are close to the Salman Hospital, the largest hospital in Sahara. The experts and professors in Salman Hospital are the best in the entire scenic area. So this area of villas belongs to the medical and health category, so I recommend it to those friends who need to be hospitalized frequently or are not in good health. Well, let me talk about its price. This villa area mainly focuses on healthcare and medical care, and its price is 20,000 per square meter. King Feng Mingaiu. 20,000 per square meter is a very suitable price. Anyway, people who can afford villas can definitely afford cars. The villa is on the Outer Ring Road, and the transportation is convenient, and it is even more convenient to go to large hospitals. The king came to patrol the mountain in person. 20,000 per square meter. The smallest area is 360 square meters. In other words, you can buy a villa next to the mountain and the hospital for only 7.2 million. The brother who sleeps on my upper bunk, it is still quite appropriate to calculate it this way. Now Royal Garden and Tenks and Yipin are also focusing on healthcare. Although their houses have been reduced to 70,000 per square meter, the greenery and supporting facilities are completely incomparable to those in Sac City. Donald Duck. Even the largest villa of 1,200 square meters is only 24 million, and 24 million can only buy a house of more than 340 square meters in the Royal Garden. Now I will drive the car and take everyone to visit the surroundings. Those who want to buy this villa can make a note in advance. I will emphasize again that this villa will focus on health and medical care. Jiang Chen drove the car and led everyone to visit the villa area around the entrance of the valley. After the tour, Jiang Chen got out of the car and selected one or two villas and walked inside to show everyone a tour. After visiting the villas in the northwest corner, Jiang Chen drove along the Outer Ring Road all the way to the northeast corner. Hello, everyone. The villas on this Outer Ring Road are close to the development zone. The villas here are relatively small, with the smallest being 330 square meters and the largest being no more than 600 square meters. These villas are built a little densely. This area of villas, like the villas on the south side of the development zone, are prepared for comrades working in the development zone. In the south and north of the development zone, the villas here are not large and are relatively compact, which is different from the people they serve. The villas next to the development zone are basically for those middle and senior leaders working in the development zone. Young man, it can be seen that the trees here are much smaller than those in a small town. However, the greening looks okay, and the distance between the houses is a little smaller. Maybe there are more people working in the development zone, so they are built a little densely. Heart, how much is it per square meter here? Speaking of the price of villas in the development zone, Jiang Chen hurriedly introduced it to everyone. The villas here are not expensive. The average price here is 15,000 yuan per square meter. The cheapest is 4.95 million yuan, and the most expensive is no more than 9 million yuan. Heart. 4.95 million yuan per set, which is indeed not expensive. Now a villa in a 5th or 6th tier city is nearly 4 or 5 million. The most important thing is that their houses are not as good as the environment here. Lazy man. Wrong. Many houses in 4th or 5th tier cities are only 100 square meters, and they cost 3 or 4 million, but here it is more than 300 square meters. Youth is still. In our Shanghai city, this is just the price of a small house. And it is a house outside the 4th or 5th ring road, and this house is only on the 2nd ring road. After Jiang Chen introduced the villas on both sides of the development zone to everyone, he drove directly to the border of Sacco Twin Cities. This is a villa on both sides of Sacco Twin Cities. The location of this villa is very good. It is only separated from Twin Cities by a road, so the price of this house is also relatively expensive, and now it costs 30,000 per square meter. Now many people want to live in Twin Cities. Twin Cities have always been proud of the high quality and noble status of the people who live there. Of course, the various policies inside are also the reason why everyone likes this place. Everyone wants to live in Twin Cities, but Twin Cities stopped applying early, and new villas have been opened next to Twin Cities, so there must be many people who like it. A moment of sadness. It is already very good to be able to live in the Twin Cities at 30,000 per square meter. Now everyone wants to live in the Twin Cities, but there is no chance, and the 30,000 per square meter in the special administrative region is also in a very remote place. Auspicious bird. If I choose to live here, can I go to the school in the Twin Cities? Of course, the entire villa near the outer ring road of the Twin Cities is all under the management of the Twin Cities. In other words, the houses next to these two roads are part of the SAC Twin Cities. After Jiang Chen finished his introduction, many people's messages soon appeared on his screen. The dream of a pair of shoes. 666. 30,000 per square meter to buy. Kung Fu Panda. Last time, because I didn't apply to live in the Twin Cities, I saw it until now. Now that I have the opportunity, I will definitely not miss it again. Jiang Chen saw that everyone was so interested. He knew that this piece of villa would definitely be sold without him spending too much time. So after simply showing everyone around the villas on the outer ring road, he drove the car to the east outer ring road. The villas on the east outer ring road are basically located next to Sahara Pharmaceutical, and of course this is also located on the border. Everyone, take a look. This is the villa on the east second ring road. The biggest feature of the villa here is that it is close to Teng County. Yes, it is very close to the royal garden you mentioned. Jiang Chen then broadcasted the villas on the east outer ring road. The villas next to the east outer ring road are not too big or too small, ranging from 300 to 900 square meters. The construction of this villa adopts the characteristics of the new province as a whole. This is a villa with great appreciation potential. Now we have held 2 rounds of negotiations with the SAR government, and the SAR government has agreed to the integrated development of Teng County and Sac City. So in the future, this will become the middle area between Teng County and Sac City, and it will also be the future urban area of the two cities. People who often pay attention to the news of the SAR know the future development plan of Teng County. Teng County is far away from the SAR, while Teng County is close to Sac City. So the direction of Teng County's future development can only be Sac City, rather than the SAR. Chapter 617. This rule is too harsh. When a group of fans heard that the East Outer Ring Road would be connected to the Teng County area of the special zone, they speculated on the price of the villas. Come on Wuhan, let me guess, if this piece of villa is the center of the future development of the special zone, this piece of villa will cost at least 25,000 yuan per square meter. Big brother, please walk slowly. In fact, the villas on the East Outer Ring Road are really good. The pharmaceutical group is inside the Outer Ring Road. There are all kinds of herbs planted in the pharmaceutical group. The air is absolutely good. Xiaoming learns English. Host, don't keep us in suspense. Tell us the price quickly. Okay, then we won't say more. Because of the location, the villas on the East Outer Ring Road are more expensive than those in the development zone. The total price is 20,000 yuan per square meter. If you buy a villa here, it may be just across the road from Teng County Yipin, but the environment and all aspects are definitely incomparable to Teng County Yipin. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans responded. Zhao Qiao Liushu. 20,000 is not expensive. Now ordinary houses in Teng County are 13,000 or 14,000 yuan, and the quality of houses in Teng County is obviously not as good as the villas here. Now that Teng County is a county under the Special Administrative Region, many people go there to speculate on real estate, which has caused the price of a house in the city, which originally only cost 1 or 2,000 yuan, to increase tenfold. It's not enough that it has increased tenfold, but what's more annoying is that the housing price is still rising. In particular, the participation of real estate companies such as Jiang Real Estate and Big Yuan has made the real estate in Teng County even hotter. Okay, let's introduce this villa area here first, and then let's go directly to the South Outer Ring Road to have a look. Jiang Chen said as he drove directly to the East Outer Ring Road. The East Outer Ring Road is divided into two parts. The first part is the place close to Xinghua town. After Jiang Chen led everyone to visit the villas that looked like quadrangles, he introduced the villa prices to everyone. Because these villas are close to Xinghua town, the price is not cheap. The villas here are about 60,0700, 70,0800 square meters. Moreover, the price of each square meter of the villa here has reached 25,000 yuan. Although the unit price is much cheaper than that of Xinghua town, the overall price is much higher because of the larger area. However, the only advantage of this villa is that it is the same as the villa outside Shuang City. As long as you buy a villa here, you can enjoy the treatment of residents of Xinghua town. After Jiang Chen introduced the villas in Flower Town to everyone, he led everyone to continue driving towards the Apricot Blossom Ocean. Everyone can take a look at this villa. It is adjacent to more than 100,000 acres of Apricot Blossom Ocean. This is the best place for the scenery of the entire South Outer Ring Road. Here, you don't have to go out. When spring comes, you can enjoy the endless apricot blossoms. Jiang Chen stopped the car. Although the apricot blossoms were not blooming at the moment, the villa built next to the apricot blossom forest quickly attracted the attention of a group of people. Zhuan Qiang, I can't imagine what it feels like to live in a field of apricot blossoms when the apricot blossoms are in full bloom. No way of life. People should always go crazy once. If I have money, I will choose to live here. When the apricot blossoms bloom, I sit in the courtyard and stare at them every day. It's spring. Big hair. The price of this area must be very expensive. This is where the rich really enjoy life. The price of this area is indeed not cheap. The villas here belong to the scenic area villas, so the price per square meter here is 30,000 yuan. One advantage of living here is that the tickets to the apricot blossom scenic area are free for them. Since ancient times, the houses next to the scenic area have been the most expensive, and of course Jiang Chen's place is no exception. Little Hair Bear. 30,000 yuan per square meter is not expensive. Some of the better real estate projects in Teng County have risen to 20,000 yuan per square meter. The houses in the border areas of the special zone have also risen to 30,000 yuan per square meter, so compared with the two, this place is still suitable. All those who buy houses in Jiang Chen's scenic area will enjoy free education for their children. This is something that other places cannot compare to, and Jiang Chen also promised them that the education in the scenic area is definitely much better than that in the special zone. Starry Sea, this place is more suitable for retirement. Let's go back and buy a set for my father. While a group of people were talking, Jiang Chen led everyone to visit the construction of several villas. After the tour, Jiang Chen led everyone to continue forward, leaving the sea of apricot blossoms, and then they rushed to Poppy Town. Poppy Town has not yet sold houses to the public, so Jiang Chen cannot introduce too much. Everyone, come and have a look. This piece of villa is close to Poppy Town. The prosperity of Poppy Town is the highest in Sak City, so the price of this piece of villa close to the town is also the most expensive among all the villas. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he stopped the car, and many leaves fell on a wide road. The surroundings are very quiet, and there are some baroque buildings on both sides of the road. These buildings are very exotic. Big Stars Iog Wang, how expensive can it be? Hi's Lens, can you take us to the town to have a look? Gently thinking of you, it can be seen that there are few trees in other villa areas, but there are many trees planted in this villa area. The town is not open yet, so I can't take you to visit for the time being. Now let me tell you about the prices. The villas here cost 40,000 per square meter. Of course, the price of the town I will launch in the spring will be higher. After Jiang Chen introduced it, he drove around the poppy town and came to the villa area opposite the Poppy Valley. The villa area opposite the Poppy Valley is even more expensive, and the houses in this area start at least 50,000. Of course, it is expensive for a reason. There is no wall near the outer ring road of the Poppy Valley, so as long as you sit in the villa, you can enjoy the beauty of the poppy flowers. After introducing the villas on the entire outer ring road, it was already afternoon. In the next period of time, Jiang Chen will answer questions raised by fans online. Okay, our live broadcast of the outer ring road is over. Now I will give you a general introduction, and then start to accept your questions. There are nearly 700,000 villas in the entire outer ring road, so we can only accept applications from 700,000 families. Because the outer ring road is full of villas, there are certain requirements for assets, and the minimum asset requirement is 3.6 million. In addition, when applying, there is no need to immigrate, but anyone who purchases a villa on Wanhe Road is prohibited from renting or transferring it. Once the Housing Management Committee finds out that someone has rented or transferred a villa on the outer ring road, we will directly fine them 20% of the house price and then refund you the remaining 80% of the house price. Finally, after you leave Sac City will blacklist you. Once you are blacklisted, you will never set foot in the desert again in your life. Chapter 618, No Enemies in the Face of Interests. 2025 is a semi-developed country. Even ordinary families have assets of 300,000 or 400,000 yuan, and these are low-income families. For middle-class and upper-middle-class families, it is not a problem for them to get more than 3 million yuan. So Jiang Chen is not worried that no one will buy his villa. What he is worried about is that after someone buys the villa, they will not live in it themselves, but will rent it out during the peak tourist season. Especially the villas located in the sea of apricot blossoms in the Poppy Valley. The rent of these villas can reach 10,000 yuan a night, and 10,000 yuan is the price of the hotel in Jiang Chen's scenic area. If this group of people rent it out, it is estimated that it will be more than 20,000 or 30,000 yuan a night, and the apricot blossoms bloom for a long time, so they can earn 500,000 or 600,000 yuan in this month. In addition, they usually rent it to those who attempt to occupy the educational resources of Sac City, so they can earn back the money for the house in 1 or 2 years. Jiang Chen simply explained the overall requirements of the outer ring road, and soon more people asked questions in his live broadcast room. It is clear in my mind. Is this still based on the order of application? That's right, you should still choose a house in the order of application, so everyone should actively fill out the application form. Even if you don't have the process now, sooner or later there will be a time that suits you. I have a little husky I would like to ask. I applied through Xinghua Town, but because there were too many people in front of me, I didn't buy a house in Xinghua Town. I want to ask if we can directly fill in the change application in the background and get a quota directly. All those who have passed the review of Xinghua Town can directly rewrite the application report in the background. After the rewrite, the background will send you a queue number, and you can buy a villa according to the queue number. Time passed little by little, and Jiang Chen answered questions one by one carefully until it was almost dark and Jiang Chen went off the live broadcast. When he came off the live broadcast, Jiang Chen introduced good news to the young people in the live broadcast room. In the coming time, I hope that young people between the ages of 20 and 35 will apply for immigration to Sac City. It doesn't matter if they don't have money. Well, that's all I can say for now. See you in the spring. Jiang Chen finished his live broadcast and drove directly to the East City Immigration Department. When they arrived at the Immigration Department, Zhu Xiaoxuan hadn't left yet, so the two of them squatted beside the computer and began to watch the number of people who changed their tickets this time. Brother Jiang, you see that the number of people is starting to surge now. The group of people we initially screened out are all people with a net worth of 5 million or more. They are fully capable of having extra money to do other things after buying a villa. After Zhu Xiaoxuan finished speaking, the numbers in the background of the villa area on the outer ring road began to jump non-stop. In less than half an hour, the number of applicants reached 30,000. Well, continue to monitor and relax the conditions appropriately. as long as they have money, relax their academic qualifications. Okay, then we will screen another batch. The night passed little by little. Jiang Chen slept soundly that night, but this night was destined to make some people unable to sleep all night. In the conference room of Daejiang Group's headquarters, Lisa's and others were almost dragged out of bed. That guy surnamed Jiang really doesn't want us to have an easy life. We just lowered the price less than half a year ago. We finally convinced some people to come and see the house. We are about to sign the purchase agreement, but he lowered the price again. He is deliberately making things difficult for us. After the short and fat general manager finished speaking, the old man with grey hair beside him said, "In my opinion, we should just lower it to the cost price, 35,000 per square meter. Otherwise, we can forget about selling it. Do you think we can sell it at 35,000? People who live close to us only sell it for 25,000, and they have preferential policies such as free schooling, 4 free trips a year, and priority for college entrance exams. This is simply not something we can compare to, so even if we lower it to the cost price, we can forget about selling it better than him. Laoli, what can we do? Do we have to wait? Last time, you said we should wait for him to sell all the houses in Xinhua town. When he has no houses to sell, those rich businessmen will have to buy our houses. Now, the houses in Xinhua town have been sold out, and even the houses in high-end places like Sac Mansion have been sold out. They have launched the Outer Ring Road villas. Do we have to wait?" After the CEO of Fanged Investment finished speaking, the general manager of Southern Investment shook his head. "We can't wait any longer. There are 700,000 villas in the Outer Ring Road. Do you know what this means? And don't you think the more terrifying thing is that he actually built 700,000 villas within half a year? What kind of construction power is this? That's right, there is no way to wait any longer. He can launch 700,000 villas today. Maybe in a few months he can launch hundreds of thousands of houses. This is simply incomparable to us. Are all the houses made by magic? So many houses were built so quickly, and in the desert. Do you think the quality is okay?" After a group of people started talking, Lisa's felt that his head was about to explode. Since Jiang Chen launched Xinhua town, the stocks of their Li investment have been falling one after another. Especially after Jiang Chen launched Sac Mansion, Li's stocks fell to the lowest point. Boss ZHU, I don't think it's necessary to build phase 2 and phase 3. Since Jiang Chen can build so many houses in such a short time, he must have mastered a special way to build houses. And now the desert is so big, they can build as many houses as they want. So I think the best way for us now is to deal with the price of the built houses, and then the rest of the land. Leases meant to let those buildings be left unfinished, and then declare bankruptcy, and pay as little as possible. It's useless to declare bankruptcy now. What worries me most is that the money lost by the stocks of our various groups is more than the money invested in Royal Garden and Tenx and Yipin. ZHU Daejiang frowned and said. Leases looked at ZHU Daejiang and asked, "Boss ZHU, is there any good way?" "Now there is only one way, Laoli. Jiang Chen is your son-in-law after all. You go and ask him now. As long as he cooperates with us, we can still make money." ZHU Daejiang is Jiang Chen's mortal enemy, but there are no real friends in front of interests, but there are no real enemies either. How can I ask him to beg me? Even if he kills me, I won't beg that guy. Chapter 619. Don't make mistakes at the critical moment. Speaking of asking for help, Leases would not agree, not to mention that this person is his future son-in-law. You don't want to ask for help, right? Well, then we will continue to fight him. At most, we will lose everything. Your Li group doesn't care, and my Daejiang group has more than just this industry, so I don't care even more. After ZHU Daejiang finished speaking, an old man next to Leases hurriedly persuaded Leases. "I say, Laoli, how can you be so stubborn? Just one word from you can save us tens of billions of dollars. And the most important thing for us now is to stabilize the stock first, right? Is face more important or stocks more important? Laoli, don't make a fool of yourself." "That's right, Laoli, if you can make us cooperate with Sac City with just one phone call, then our stocks will be able to stabilize." After several people persuaded, Leases looked at so many partners, and he thought of the Li investment that he had worked so hard to create. He couldn't help but lower his head. Okay, then I'll try to call. After Li Sis finished speaking, he dialed Jiang Chen's number. After making several calls, no one answered, and Li Sis seemed even more embarrassed. He doesn't answer my call, and I have no other choice now. After Li Sis finished speaking, Zhu Dejiang frowned. He took Li Sis' call, looked at the number, and called with his own mobile phone. Jiang Chen answered the phone before the phone rang twice. Hello, who are you? I'm Zhu Dejiang, the president of Dejiang Group. I want to discuss a cooperation with you. Are you interested? Not interested. I have never had a good impression of the Zhu family. Jiang Chen wanted to hang up the phone. After he finished speaking, Zhu Dejiang couldn't help but frowned. For the previous conflict between our Zhu family and you, I would like to say sorry to you here. We are all doing business. With more friends, sometimes we can take more paths. Little brother, only children can't let go of hatred. If you want to achieve great things, remember that there are no eternal enemies, only eternal interests. After Zhu Dejiang finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it and decided to listen. He didn't want to cause trouble. Now he also has many concerns. He is afraid that Zhu Dejiang will stab him in the back like Zhu Chang did. Zhu Chang had caused him a mess last time, causing him to lose tens of billions, and Sahara oil has not yet filled the hole. Of course, losing money is just a small matter. The most important thing is the hidden dangers and negative impacts brought about by the explosion of the oil transfer station, which is the biggest. How do you want to cooperate? I can let you invest in Royal Garden and Tanks and Yipin. Don't sell your house in Sac City first. Let's sell the houses in Royal Garden and Tanks and Yipin first, and then you can sell the house in Sage City. By then, you can get at least 1 billion from Royal Garden and Tanks and Yipin without investing a penny. After Zhu Dejiang finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. He would definitely not do something that would damage his reputation. No, I will definitely not stop selling houses in Sac City. If you really want to make a little contribution to mankind and society, I hope you can stop hyping up the clear water and blue sky of the special zone. Make contributions? Is that what we businessmen should do? Well, I don't want to talk about these things with you. How do you want to cooperate? You tell me and I'll listen. I don't want to cooperate with anyone. If you want to recover some of your capital, you can sell it now at a price of 20,000 per square meter. I believe there will definitely be people who will buy it. Jiang Chen hung up the phone as soon as he finished speaking. At this time, Zhu Dejiang is still thinking about making money from these two projects. What good things is he thinking? After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen was not sleepy at night. If the Zhu family had been more kind to the poor, Jiang Chen's grandmother might be alive today. Time passed little by little. The neon lights of Twin City were still there late at night, and the streets were crowded with people shopping. These people were dressed in rich clothes, and all kinds of luxury cars were parked on both sides of the street. Twin City, it is not an exaggeration to say that it is a paradise on earth. Ding ling ling. Jiang Chen walked around in the night breeze of the Twin Cities for a long time. When he was about to go back to the hotel, his cell phone suddenly rang. Jiang Chen, it's already late at night, right? Yi Ran, why are you calling at this time? What's the matter? Yi Ran rarely called him late at night. Nothing, that, I will graduate next year, and I will be able to come back to help you next year. Happy. Yi Ran, you called because of your father's matter. Jiang Chen is no longer a child now. After so much experience, he can see at a glance. No, he took the initiative to call me today and told me a lot about my childhood. So, it's okay, it's my duty to help him. Jiang Chen always felt that he owed Yi Ran a lot, especially at this time. Anna's father relied on him to make a living in the special zone. If his father was in such a difficult time and he didn't help him, even if Yi Ran hated her father, she would feel lost in her heart. If you can help them, help them. If you can't help them, don't force it. We don't owe him anything. Yi Ran finished speaking, and Jiang Chen nodded. He would definitely not do a business that would lose money. Even though Li Sis was his father-in-law, he didn't owe him anything. After Jiang Chen chatted with Yi Ran for a while, Li Sis called soon. Li Sis couldn't lose anymore now. If he didn't quickly resolve the issue between the royal family and Tenks and Yipin, the stocks that Lee invested in would continue to fall. After hanging up Li Yiren's phone, Jiang Chen answered Lisa's call. Just tell ZHU De Jiang that I will buy the villas you are building at 20,000 yuan per square meter. How much did you get the unbuilt land for? Sell it to me at 20% off. If he is willing, I will do the deal with you. If he is not willing, you can go find someone else. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lisa's on the other end of the phone shook his head and said, no, this is definitely not possible. Then you can go find someone else. This is all I can do. And the villas you built, I can only sell them to customers at more than 20,000 yuan per square meter. I sell them at more than 20,000 yuan, and I have to guarantee that all residents can study for free. I don't want to do such a loss-making thing. Jiang Chen hung up the phone and asked Lisa's to talk to ZHU De Jiang. After the call was hung up, the shareholders of the two projects had not yet dispersed in the meeting room of the ZHU Group headquarters. Almost all the shareholders looked at Lisa's and others, hoping that Lisa's could use his relationship with Jiang Chen to get this done. How about Laoli? Has he agreed to cooperate with us? As long as this guy surnamed Jiang cooperates with us, we can still sell it for 100,000 yuan. Then we can turn defeat into victory. Chapter 620. That's not how you do business. This guy told us to sell him the villas under construction at 20,000 yuan per square meter and the unbuilt land at 20% off. After Lisa's finished speaking, the conference room suddenly became noisy like a pot of boiling water. What are you talking about? We sell it to him at 20,000 per square meter? What good thing does he have in mind? If we sell it to him at 20,000, we can't even make back the cost. Isn't this taking advantage of the fire? If this project doesn't make money, I will never let it go. Old Lee, what's the matter with you? Old Kin from the special zone, a noodle seller, sold his noodles to the market just because his daughter and Jiang Chen are lovers. But your daughter is his principal wife after all. Can't you do such a small thing? That's right. If you come with me, don't harm us. We spent so much money on this project, and you make us lose so much money with just one sentence. I won't do this. Give me the phone. This is not how you negotiate cooperation. A man in his 40s who was mining next to ZHU De Jiang walked up to Old Lee, reached out and snatched his phone, and then called Jiang Chen. Hey, you are Laoli's son-in-law, right? Now listen to me honestly. Our cooperation method is that you invest at least 1 billion. When the house is sold, I will give you a dividend in proportion. Don't give me so much trouble. After the mine owner finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered. Are you threatening me? What's wrong with threatening you? I tell you, if it was in our mountain city, I would have killed you long ago. Okay, if you have the guts, come to the special zone to kill me. And tell ZHU De Jiang to sell the built house to me at 10,000 yuan a bottle, and the remaining land to me at 50% off. Thanks to you, I won't give you a penny more. Jiang Chen hung up the phone after speaking. Jiang Chen's net worth is not to say that he is one of the world's top rich people, but he is still worth tens of trillions. This guy actually dared to talk to him like this. He is really a country bumpkin who came to the city. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen turned off his phone directly and fell asleep in the hotel. Jiang Chen fell asleep, but ZHU De Jiang and others on the other end of the phone were dumbfounded. What's going on? Who told you to threaten him? Is he a person who is afraid of threats? Okay, Laolu, they said we can only pay 10,000 per square meter at most, but now they want 10,000 per square meter. Let's see how much you have to pay. Are you all a bunch of fools? He wants 10,000 per square meter, so you will sell it to him at 10,000 per square meter? Tomorrow all the buildings under construction will be sold at 20,000 per square meter. I don't believe they can't be sold. In addition, the land we bid for will also be sold. Who can count on him? After Laolu finished speaking, a group of people sighed. It seems that this is the only way to do it now. The next morning, Jiang Chen just turned on his mobile phone, and the news recommended by my Sahara Story King popped up on his mobile phone. Big sale. Huangzhang and Tenks and Yipin houses are sold at 20,000 per square meter. Is this a sign of the collapse of desert real estate? After reading the news, Jiang Chen sneered. Since you want to fight me, fine, then I will accompany you to the end. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he called Lao Zia directly. He asked Lao Zia to promote his live broadcast tomorrow morning on all channels, and told Lao Zia that tomorrow Sac City will launch a new housing purchase policy. In the evening, because of the big price cuts of Royal Garden and Tanks and Yipin, there were a lot of people who went to see the house, which greatly enhanced the confidence of ZHU de Jiang, leases and others. However, after everyone looked at the house for a whole day, few people actually signed the agreement. At the same time, those who were attracted by Tanks and Yipin and Royal Garden took the bus to visit the Sage City Outer Ring Villa in Jiangchen. After all, for them, they came here and compared prices. It would be better if they didn't compare. After this comparison, a group of people were instantly attracted by the beautiful scenery of the Outer Ring Road and the blue sky and white clouds. Moreover, for everyone who came to the Outer Ring Road to see the house, the guide introduced to them one by one the various favorable conditions of living in Sac City. When this group of people who were able to buy villas heard that the world's richest people such as Luobo Ma also lived in Sac City, they were all moved. After all, who would want to miss this opportunity to be neighbors with the down payment? Therefore, by the evening, most of the tourists attracted by the Royal Garden and Teng County Yipin submitted their purchase intentions on the spot. The next morning, when it was just dawn, there were still a large number of house viewers from the special zone, Teng County and other places rushing to Sac City. And in the early morning, it was also the time when Jiang Chen decided to make the final blow to Teng County Yipin and the Royal Garden. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. Thank you for watching my live broadcast on time. The reason why I started the live broadcast now is that I don't want you to be fooled. I won't go into details. How to start the last live broadcast of Sac City. Jiang Chen drove directly to Poppy Town after speaking. When we arrived at Poppy Town, there were nearly 20 buses parked in the parking lot of Poppy Town. At the same time, many buses continued to drive from Teng County and Sac City. Today I want to introduce you to the last town in Sac City. Its name is Poppy Town. Before starting the live broadcast, I will introduce it to you. Today, the way we start the live broadcast is different from before. Kitty loves to learn talk. What's the difference? Black Fox, Poppy Town. Are there poppies in this town? This is illegal. There are no poppies in the town. Let's not talk about this topic for now. We are live today. No, I'm talking alone. I will randomly interview a few people who come to see the house, and I guarantee that none of these people are agents. Jiang Chen said and turned the camera to the Poppy Town in the distance. In Poppy Town, the first thing everyone saw under the camera was the super shopping malls that rose one after another. These shopping malls are all super shopping malls over 100 meters high, which are the tallest buildings that can be planted in Jiangchen at present. I think everyone should be able to see the difference of Poppy Town. A pair of socks. Wow, so many high-rise buildings. Even the entire special zone does not have such a dense high-rise area. Isn't it true that the current border is no longer capable of building high-rise buildings? Because the wind in the desert is very strong now, if you build a high-rise building, when the winter storm comes, most of the high-rise buildings will be uprooted by the wind. So now the special zones are basically dominated by small high-rise buildings. So when you enter the special zone, you will doubt whether this is China's super special zone. Yes, this is the place with the most high-rise buildings in the whole Sac City. There are more than 80 super high-rise buildings here. This is also the most prosperous place in Sac City. Jiang Chen said and led everyone directly to Poppy Town. After entering Poppy Town, the streets of the town were very clean and wide. On both sides of the street are all super shopping malls over 100 meters high. Behind the shopping malls are scattered many residential areas. The arrangement order of these residential areas is not regular and uniform. They are more like works of art dotted on green lawns. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 621, Movie Town. Poppy Town is the shopping center of Sac City. If you live in Sac City in the future, you will be able to buy everything you want in Poppy Town. In addition, Poppy Town is the financial center of the entire Sac City. you can see that all the upstairs of all the shopping centers are office buildings. In the future, there will be no less than tens of thousands of companies settled here. By the way, those friends who are interested may wish to consult now. We are more welcoming to some internet companies or some film companies to settle in Sac City. As expected, many people consulted after Jiang Chen finished speaking. Red Sky, is Poppy Town focusing on the internet and movies? Riding a battery car, are there any benefits for building a company there? Yes, Poppy Town is a main internet city and film city. Speaking of benefits, we will provide tax benefits. In addition, we have built an internet and film investment company in Poppy Town. As long as you have good ideas or a team, we will invest money in you and let you develop in Poppy Town. Today's Sac City is no longer short of money. Sac City has sold so many houses, and the city's finances have long been piled up with mountains of money. So they should also consider the sustainable development and future planning of the city. After discussing the development and planning of the city, Jiang Chen, Shushanksan and others decided to focus on the development of Poppy Town. Arctic Ocean Bear, what are the tax benefits? Easy technology. By the way, if we apply for investment, how much investment can we apply for? Speaking of benefits and investment, he introduced them to everyone, while taking everyone to visit the office building above the shopping mall. In terms of taxation, we will implement a 3-year tax exemption policy. In addition, when it comes to investment, as long as you have a good internet project, as long as we approve it, Sac City Network Investment Company will provide you with an investment amount ranging from 2 million to 100 million. Of course, the same is true for film companies. We have now launched a new film support plan. In the new film support plan, we are going to take out 50 billion yuan to support a group of talented young directors, young screenwriters and young actors. I hope those talented people can join us. In the future, our film support plan will open all scenic spots to escort the filming of movies. After having enough people, Jiang Chen decided to improve their spiritual and cultural life. Strap Bear, this is really possible. Many talented directors are frustrated because they don't have investment. They should be given some opportunities to show their talents. Giant Panda, investment is not easy to get now. Look at the movies now. They are all popular young actors. Their pay for making movies is tens of millions or even hundreds of millions. After deducting their pay for making movies, how much money can be invested in other aspects? Speaking of the issue of pay for young actors, Jiang Chen decided to introduce his plan to everyone. I don't know about other places, and I don't want to care. But in Sac City and all the deserts we will build in the future, we will curb all the salary issues. Actors are just like other people. This is a profession. It's like our teachers teaching is their vocation, and it's like our engineers doing construction is their vocation. Acting is their vocation, and all vocations are the same, regardless of high or low. So their prices will only be given according to the general characteristics of their profession. So those young and promising directors, I hope you will come to my place. I have a lot of excellent talents here, and I can be sure that after they become famous, they will strictly abide by the regulations of Sac City movie salaries to act. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon his live broadcast room was full of likes. Little star's dream. I agree that being an actor is also a profession. If you look at those award-winning films, the total salary of many people is less than 50 or 60 million, but they have also won many international awards. Martial arts mixed pressure. The era of high salary for young actors is over. The investment in the film should be placed on other aspects, not just pulling a few young actors to take away most of the money of the film and relying on a few expressions to attract traffic and make money. A group of people were discussing about film investment. Jiang Chen changed the topic and continued to lead everyone to visit Poppy Town. Okay, everyone has seen these office buildings. I said that it is the most magnificent office building in the entire special zone, and this is not an exaggeration. Now let's talk about its price. All office buildings and shopping malls are not for sale. If you want to open a company or a shopping mall here, you can apply directly to the Poppy Town Management Committee. In addition, if your company does not want to run it anymore, you can check out at any time, and you are not allowed to sublet it in the meantime. Once someone is found to sublet, his deposit will be directly deducted, and he will be expelled. Jiang Chen's approach is to refuse to be a sub-landlord. He rents out these storefronts and office buildings himself, so that those companies don't have to pay more money to rent houses from agents or others. Secret of the sky. Will it be cheaper to rent a house from the management committee than in other places? Small house. Will the rent here be much more expensive than in China? Speaking of prices, Jiang Chen hurriedly explained to everyone again. Our prices are not expensive. The reason we don't do business outside is to prevent people from renting out this place at a high price, which will affect the operating costs of those companies. Let me give you a simple example. An ordinary store in Poppy Town, like this one, with an area of 20 to 30 square meters, cannot be rented in the special administrative region without 300,000 a month. But here you only need 10,000 a month to rent it. The same is true for office buildings. Our office buildings are in a good location, and the most important thing is that our office buildings are at least 1/3 cheaper than those in the special administrative region. Jiang Chen was excited when he finished talking about those companies with insufficient funds. Xiangxing Films, this is really great. Tax free, and the rent is so cheap. In addition, there are other investment policies. This is simply heaven for our new companies. Blue sky technology, yes, plus the talents provided by several universities in Sahara. I think it is definitely the best choice to place the company in Sac City. When a group of people were discussing how to place the company, Jiang Chen also walked into the crowd and began to interview those who came to Sonic Town to look at houses. This place is so beautiful. Since entering the northwest, I rarely see such tall buildings. It's very clean here, and we visited several places. The people here are really well educated. Oh, I won't say anything. I have decided to buy a house here. Chapter 622. The age of young people has come. Jiang Chen randomly interviewed several people who were looking at houses. They were all very excited. They were excited because it was rare to see such blue sky and white clouds in the whole of China, but it was different here. It seemed like this place was in a large grassland and had nothing to do with the yellow sand, even though it was the closest place to the desert. What's wrong with this guy? So many houses, did he conjure them up? Look, aren't these people the people we invited from Shangji? Damn, we reimbursed them for their air tickets. Why did they go to his place to look at houses? What are you afraid of? Our prices are affordable even for young people. I don't believe our houses can't be sold. At this moment, a group of people at the headquarters of Daijiang Group were also paying attention to Jiang Chen's live broadcast. After a few people finished talking, Jiang Chen had already led everyone to the neighborhoods in Sac City. The neighborhoods in Poppy Town are all small high-rise buildings, which are mainly prepared for young people. If a city is only inhabited by rich people, then this place is like a city of twilight. When a place gathers countless young people, then this place will become a city of vitality. He will create infinite possibilities because of the gathering of young people. From now on, I want to announce something important. I hope that the young people who watch my live broadcast, the young people who have dreams, will prepare to immigrate from now on. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room was soon filled with replies. Where was I last night? I definitely want to immigrate, but I don't have any money in my pocket. Song of Youth. Needless to say, the houses here must be ridiculously expensive, and all the houses here must be paid in full, which is not something a young person who has just graduated dares to be extravagant. Walking on the north-south road. Host, it's useless to have money alone. We don't meet the application requirements at all. It doesn't matter if you don't have money in your pocket. From now on, as long as you have a bachelor's degree or above, you can get a loan to buy a house in Poppy Town. And you don't have to worry about not being able to apply for a house this time. Poppy Town will launch 500,000 houses for sale to young people aged between 20 and 35. Not only that, all the high-rise residential areas on both sides of the inner ring road will be sold. There are nearly 1.7 million high school residential areas on the inner ring road, of which 1 million will be sold. Young people's concentration camp. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Selling all to young people. This is what a good leader should do. Spring goes and autumn comes. Great. Tell me how much per square meter. The life path I love. The price will definitely not be cheap. Needless to say, such a house will not be less than 70,000 or 80,000, right? watching the sunrise and sunset. You heard it clearly. This is a house on the inner ring road. What is the inner ring road? It's next to the godlike place like Sak Mansion. Fengsing Xiangsha, isn't it? Now, the price of houses in the city center of the special administrative region has exceeded 60,000. Jiang Chen laughed when some people talked about the prices. The housing prices here are indeed expensive. After all, these are the houses in the inner ring road in Poppy Town. However, as I have said, these houses are all open to young people, so the prices are not as high as everyone thinks. Okay, now I will announce that the houses in Poppy Town are priced between 20,000 and 30,000, and the houses in the inner ring road are priced between 40,000 and 50,000. The prices are indeed expensive, but the wages for working here are also high. And I announce here that all young people only need to pay a down payment of 50,000 to buy a house here. Not only that, the interest rates of other mortgages are all higher than the Provident Fund interest rate, and the interest rates are the lowest in the special administrative region. Also, for those who cannot buy a house for the time being, as long as you can provide proof of work in Sac City, you can rent in the inner ring road in Poppy Town. Poppy Town provides 200,000 houses for rent, and the inner ring road provides 700,000 houses for rent. All houses must be applied for online to the Housing Management Committee, and no one is allowed to sublet them. As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, all the young people were excited. Many young people wanted to start a business in Sage City, but they didn't even have a place to live, so how could they start a business? There were also many people who wanted to work in Sage City, but it was the same. They couldn't work without a place to live. But now this problem has been solved. If you have money, you can buy a house directly. If you don't plan to stay in Sage City for a long time, then you can rent a house, which solves the worries of those young people. Put yourself in their shoes. Oh my god, this is definitely the biggest news of the year. Sage City really spared no expense to retain young people and talents. He came from afar. Now that we have retained young people, those companies will feel at ease to come. Special District Municipal Government, we are really fighting for talents. Originally, Sage City was going to be beaten by the Special District, but after this is being implemented, I'm afraid that more and more talents will flock to Sage City from the Special District. The Special District also wants to do this, but it has no way to do it. If it wants to do this, the money required must be measured in trillions at least. When it comes to money, Jiang Chen is not worried. He is using the money from selling villas to the rich to subsidize those young people. Moreover, these young people are not given houses for free. They need money to rent and buy houses, and this money can be further subsidized to the municipal government. Of course, Jiang Chen thinks that the most fundamental reason for this is that he can get this piece of land in the desert without spending money. At the same time, he can buy one house after another at a very low price and then plant them in the desert. So if you want to thank this desert and its important land system. It's getting late. I won't bother those who are going to apply for a house. Here I want to tell you again that all those who are going to rent office buildings and shopping malls in Poppy Town can also apply on the official website of Sage City. We will reply to you as soon as possible, and those who are ambitious should act quickly. Jiang Chen finished the live broadcast and returned to the Twin Cities. When Jiang Chen arrived in the Twin Cities immigration application office was already busy like an ant nest. ZHU, how is the application status in the back end now? Brother Jiang, the website is so crowded that there are too many people applying online. We just asked the technical department to upgrade the website. After ZHU Sheogsuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen estimated that there would be a peak in applications at this time. Now the villas on the outer ring road, the houses in the Cherry Tree Town, and the houses on the inner ring road are on sale at the same time. This is not something a small website can review. Tell Leo Zaya that my Sahara Story Network and the Sahara official website have opened application channels at the same time. Chapter 623 I don't want to be sucker. After Jiang Chen finished his instructions, ZHU Sheogsuan went to contact Leo Zaya. After Jiang Chen opened up the entire Sac City, even the special zone was deeply affected. As soon as it got dark, the special zone ushered in a wave of cancellations. After dawn the next day, long queues of people lined up in front of the properties in the special zone, and in 10 County and other places under the special zone. After dawn, the stocks of almost all listed real estate companies that invested in the special zone began to fall. So Jiang Chen's phone rang not long after dawn. The person who called him was none other than Mayor Ma of the special zone. Zhao Jiang, what's going on there? This is not the way to pry open the corner. After Leo Ma said this, Jiang Chen knew that he must have been under pressure from above. Uncle Ma, I'm not trying to steal your wife. You should understand this. If a city's development depends on real estate, then it is unhealthy. This unhealthy development can only be truly developed if the special zone breaks it. It's useless for you to tell me this. These real estate developers have sued the provincial government. You have seriously disrupted the market order. Old Ma's implication was to make Jiang Chen more money. I didn't disrupt the market order. The cost of my house is low, and it's a huge profit just by selling it for this much money. Besides, they should be punished. They have driven up the prices of houses in a barren border area so high. Uncle Ma, have you ever thought about this? What are you thinking about? They have also driven up the prices so high. Once they sell the houses, they will just walk away. By then, you will have no factories or anything here. It will still be a desert. When the wind blows, it will be no different from a desert. If the whole city collapses by then, your crime will be great. If any place cannot achieve sustainable development, then the prosperity in front of him will be fleeting. Okay, don't tell me this anymore. If the provincial government calls you later, you can explain it yourself. Uncle Ma hung up the phone. Sure enough, less than an hour later, the provincial government called Jiang Chen. Zhao Jiang, I'm Leo Li from the Market Supervision Department. What's going on in Sac City? Leo Li is the deputy governor in charge of this area. He was quite polite when he first spoke. Nothing happened. Sac City is fine. Zhao Jiang, let's not beat around the bush. The province is taking this very seriously right now, and the pressure is great. I suggest you think about it carefully. Our province has been good to you, right? We have provided you with whatever you want. Now is the time for our province to develop rapidly, and you can't sabotage it, right? After Old Li finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned and said, Uncle Li, what you said is not right. Our province helped me, so don't I give back to the province at all? You said that when the winter storm came, I provided food and shelter to the people in the special zone. Did I ask you for a penny? You want the special zone to have a good environment, so I planted grasslands all over the hundreds of miles from the special zone to the border without saying a word. Did I say anything? In addition, the special zone needs development, and the people need a place to live, so I gave them all the houses I bought without saying a word. Until now, the province has not given me the money. Jiang Chen was speechless. After all, Old Li was a veteran in the officialdom, so he thought, and started to persuade him again. The province will definitely not treat you unfairly. Let's talk about the matter now. The province wants you to raise the price. Raising the price will only benefit you, not harm you. You raise the price to 40,000 yuan per square meter, the same as the special zone. Wouldn't it be good to double your money at that time? I won't double it. The original housing price in the special zone was 3,000 to 5,000 yuan per square meter. The most expensive time was only 8,000 to 9,000 yuan. This is the most suitable housing price for him. In addition, my house price is already many times more expensive than the real housing price in the special zone. My small high-rise building is at least 10,000 yuan, and the city center is 40,000 yuan. What else can you do to me? Jiang Chen hung up the phone directly after he finished speaking. After a while, Jiang Chen's phone rang again. Jiang Chen looked at the number, and it was Lisa's calling. Zhao Jiang, we have decided. Just like we said last time, we will sell it to you at 20,000 yuan per square meter and the land will be sold to you at a 10% discount. See when you have time to sign the contract. I will go to you with a contract immediately. Lisa's finished speaking, and Jiang Chen sneered. Now you know to beg me. You guys are driving up the prices of houses in 10 counties so high. Do you know how far 10 county is from the special zone? And when the real winter storm comes, I don't know how much money my place will have to spend to withstand the storm. Does 10 county have the ability to withstand the storm? Well, I agreed to this for your own sake. Don't blame me for being ruthless if you don't know what's good for you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lisa's was also confused. Okay, then I'll apologize. Okay, if you don't do it for my sake, can you help me for the sake of raising Yuan? Don't beg me. Let the person who called me last time come to me with a contract for 10,000 yuan per square meter for the villa and 50% off for the others. Jiang Chen hung up the phone directly after he finished speaking. At this moment, even if he bought his house for 10,000 yuan per square meter, Jiang Chen would not make much money. The price of a house in Teng County now is only 2,000 to 3,000 yuan per square meter. Even if you sell this kind of high-end villa for 10,000, no one will buy it. After all, you are so far away from the special zone, and it is a small county on the border. Why do you sell it so expensively? After Jiang Chen hung up the phone, the meeting room of Daejiang Group was dead silent. After a long time, ZHU Daejiang finished the call and walked back to the meeting room. Old Li just said that the province has already made a decision and will not interfere in this matter. Now I propose that we do as Zhao Jiang said and sell it for as much money as we can. After ZHU Daejiang finished speaking, no one in the group of people objected. They knew that if they could sell the house now, they could at least get some money back. If they delayed the house and waited until the winter storm came, if Teng County could not withstand this storm, then they would lose everything. Old Lu, tomorrow the three of us will go to Sac City with the contract. I don't want to go. If you still want to make a living in China, you should think it through. ZHU Daejiang is also in the mining industry. After everyone finished speaking, Old Lu lowered his head. The next morning, ZHU Daejiang, Laolo and Lisis drove to Sac City. After finding the Sac City Management Committee, the people from the Management Committee told me that ZHU Daejiang, Lisis and Jiang Chen were waiting for them at Dream Grassland. So the three of them got in the car that Jiang Chen had arranged for them and drove towards Dream Grassland. Chapter 624, Perfect Solution. After arriving at the Dream Grassland, as soon as the car stopped, ZHU Daejiang and others saw Jiang Chen standing next to the Falcon fighter. At this moment, Jiang Chen was standing next to the fighter and giving a final speech to a group of pilots. This exercise must not be sloppy. The safety of the entire Sac City in the future will be entirely in your hands. Imagine now that there are enemy planes flying from the direction of Southeast Asia, and you are now guarding the last piece of pure land in Sac City in the air. Don't worry, Chief. We will defend Sac City to the death. Let's go. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, more than 20 pilots hurriedly ran towards their fighters. After the pilots were in place, fighters soon began to slide from the airport into the blue sky. Fighters in the sky roared and flew towards Sac City. After watching the fighters fly away at the airport, Laolu, ZHU Daejiang and Lisis' legs were weak. They all knew that Jiang Chen was very strong and Jiang Chen's company was very competitive, but they never expected that Jiang Chen actually had such a strong army. Boss Jiang, your fighter jet is really spectacular. It's okay, you must be Boss ZHU. I'm really sorry about ZHU Chang's matter. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, ZHU Daejiang hurriedly shook his head humbly, bowed, and came over. That's all his own fault. I can't discipline this kid. I was really angry when I heard that he blew up your oil transfer station. Well, I must pay for the compensation of the oil transfer station. If you don't let me pay, it means you don't give face to your uncle ZHU. It doesn't matter. More than 10 billion is a small amount of money. I have already built a new one. Although Jiang Chen is young, he speaks very generously. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lisis next to him also changed his expression. This was the first time Lisis came to the city that Jiang Chen met. If he had known that Jiang Chen's Sac City and Jiang Chen's Dream Grassland had such strength, he would have put down his face and joined Jiang Chen. Zhao Jiang, uncle used to treat you. You are the old Lu who threatened me. In your Shan City, you would have killed me long ago. Let me ask you, how many fighter planes do you have in Shan City? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the local snake-like old Lu was already sweating profusely. Now he was like an ant in the desert. Jiang Chen said that it would only take a few minutes to kill him. I'm sorry. Don't bother with people like me. I apologize to you. Please don't take it to heart. Or come and hit me a few times. After Old Lee finished speaking, he stretched out his hand and slapped himself in the face a few times. Haha, hit you? Dirty hands. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Old Lee was so scared that he followed and knelt on the ground with a plop. If he offended a warlord like Jiang Chen, then what would his family have to live for? Exclamation mark. I'm sorry, I have realized my mistake. Please let me go this time for Old Lee's sake. A man wearing a black suit and sunglasses next to Jiang Chen handed over a cigar. Jiang Chen took the cigar, and Old Lee hurriedly got up from the ground, then took out his mobile phone, and handed Jiang Chen a lighter. Where's the contract? Jiang Chen took 2 puffs of the cigar, and Old Lee hurriedly took out the contract from his backpack, and handed it to him. Jiang Chen signed his name on the 2 contracts without saying a word, and then handed the contract to the secretary beside him and said, "The money will be transferred to you later. Get out." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo and Zhu hurriedly turned around and wanted to leave. Lises looked back at Jiang Chen. He seemed to have a lot to say, but Jiang Chen had already turned around and walked towards the command room. Lee, go first, and we will discuss other things later. Even if your daughter is here, she will accept you again sooner or later. If she accepts you in the future, when you make money, don't forget me, Leo. After the 2 finished speaking, Lises sighed, got on the bus, and left the dream town. At noon, the Sac City Government Management Committee announced that from this moment on, the Sac City Management Committee officially acquired shares in the 2 luxury homes of Teng County Royal Garden and Teng County Yipin. After the announcement of this news, the stocks of several listed companies such as Jiang Group and Lee Investment, which had been sluggish, stopped falling and began to rise. Jiang Chen asked the SAC Central Management Committee to announce that it was an investment rather than a takeover. He just wanted to give Zhu Jiang, Lises and others some face. After all, if others respect you 1 foot, you should respect them 1 foot. If they dared to run from Shangjing to the desert to find him, then Jiang Chen would definitely not treat them unfairly. Although Jiang Chen bought their houses and land at a very low price, the profits that Jiang Chen's investment in these 2 pieces of land brought to their group in the total stock market were not simply billions. Hey, Royal Garden and Teng County Yipin are a mess. In the evening, Jiang Chen drove from the Dream Grassland to the Royal Garden Villa District. At this moment, the Royal Garden Villa District has only built the first phase, and only 1/10 of the land has been used. It must be said that the design of the houses in the Royal Garden is quite good, and the quality of construction is impeccable. Zhu Chang is really not a good person, but his father still has a conscience. Jiang Chen strolled in the villa complex of the first phase of the Royal Garden, and he began to think about how to make full use of this piece of land located in China. The location of the Royal Garden is good, and this will be the main urban area of Teng County in the future, so let's continue to build villas here. Teng County Yipin, this piece of land is between Teng County and the special zone. I will talk to the county magistrate of Teng County about this piece of land later. A new urban area will be built here in the future. After Jiang Chen visited the Royal Garden and Teng County Yipin, he had some thoughts in his mind. Teng County Yipin has a relatively large site. Jiang Chen plans to transfer many enterprises in Sac City to the office building of Teng County Yipin, and use this place as a bridge for Sac City products to enter China. In addition, regarding the Royal Garden, he will let Sahara Construction Company enter here later. In the future, he will use Sahara Group's own cement to build high-rise buildings here. Use your own cement and your own workers to turn the Royal Garden into a comprehensive residential area integrating villas, small high-rise buildings, etc. The houses here are not for sale. In the future, they will be used as welfare housing for employees working in Sahara Pharmaceuticals. It just so happens that this manor is very close to Sahara Pharmaceuticals Group, so these 2 problems are perfectly solved. Winter passed quickly, and the houses in Sac City were sold out with the arrival of spring. When spring came, Sac City had welcomed nearly 9 million residents. 2/3 of these residents are from China, and the rest are young talents from all over the world. Chapter 625. Something happened to Zai Yi. It was spring, the sun was shining brightly, and this was Jiang Chen's 6th year in the desert. Looking at the city he built, which was like a drop in the ocean and the endless desert, Jiang Chen felt very upset. If we keep building like this, when will we be able to build it in the desert? Jiang Chen felt that it was time to increase the speed of seeding. In the future, he will build the future city within 2 years, and then completely turn the future city into the most powerful city in the Northwest and even Asia. Finally, with this as a support, he would be able to move smoothly towards the desert the year after next. As long as he could solve the reason for the raging desert and find the remains of his family, he would have no regrets in his life. Brother Jiang, it's not good, it's not good. Just as Jiang Chen was thinking deeply about the future of the desert, Guanju suddenly rushed over from the machinery town, and with him came Chen Jianzhao, the president of Sahara Group. It's really rare for two people to come together. What happened? Brother Jiang. Ziyi. Is Ziyi back? Come back if she wants. We in the desert now have our own TV station, and our own programs. She can sing anywhere. She is not only famous in Hancheo country. In the blink of an eye, Ziyi has been in Hancheo country for 2 years. This is indeed beyond Jiang Chen's surprise, and Jiang Chen can't help but sigh that time flies so fast. No, it's Miss Ziyi. She committed suicide. After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, Jiang Chen's head was instantly confused, and he felt that his brain was blank. Brother Jiang, send her to the hospital. After Guan Ku finished speaking, he helped Jiang Chen to go to the hospital, but Jiang Chen recovered after a while. Why did you jump off the building? Who did it? I don't know. We just received news that Miss Ziyi's body has been transported to the special zone airport. We have sent someone to pick it up. Go to the airport. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku drove the car towards the airport. Ziyi is no one else. She is the third builder of the desert. She has also made great contributions to the rise of the scenic area. When they arrived at the airport of the special zone, Ziyi had been cremated and put into an urn outside the airport. At this moment, Fatty Wang was walking out with the urn gritting his teeth. Fatty Wang. Who did it? The moment Fatty Wang saw Jiang Chen, he was furious. He waved his fist and punched Jiang Chen hard in the chest. It's you. It's all your fault. You knew she liked you, and she wanted to stay in the desert. Why did you let her go? Well, you are rich now. You can have countless women, but Ziyi has done so much for you. Can't you have a little bit of her in your eyes? After Fatty Wang roared, the blue veins on his neck were exposed, which made him look even more angry. Fatty Wang, calm down. How did Brother Jiang know that something would happen to her? He didn't know. Did he care about how Ziyi was doing in Frost-Tide country? Did he call to ask once? Jiang Chen looked at the portrait of Ziyi on the urn. So familiar, yet so strange. Ziyi said that she would come back when she fulfilled her dream. Tell me, who did it? It must be said that the person had provoked Jiang Chen. In this world, people who provoke Jiang Chen never had a good death. After Jiang Chen yelled, a person who came back from the airport brought a box to Jiang Chen. You must be Jiang Chen. Ziyi's things are all here. Before she died, she sent me a text message asking me to send all her things to the desert and give them to you. The person who came to see her off was a little girl, about the same age as Ziyi. She was Ziyi's assistant and also a Chinese. How did Ziyi die? Jiang Chen grabbed the assistant and asked sternly. The little girl was frightened by Jiang Chen's roar, and Guan Ku quickly pulled Jiang Chen away. Brother Jiang, don't scare people. Let's go. This is not the place to talk. Let's go to Oasis town to talk. Many people near the airport were attracted by Jiang Chen and his friends. Several airport security guards also walked towards Jiang Chen. Chen Jianzhao walked to the security guard and whispered a few words to him. Several security guards hurriedly walked away. On the way back to the scenic spot, Jiang Chen hugged Ziyi's urn tightly. He still remembered how he looked when he first met Ziyi. Ziyi, who was pure and looked like a girl next door, was very much like his first love. This was also the reason why Jiang Chen had never dared to face her for so many years. In the car, Jiang Chen opened the box that Ziyi left for her. The box contained many things that Jiang Chen had given her, and she regarded them as treasures. Jiang Chen saw a recorder in the corner of the box, and he reached out to turn it on. This is the first day after leaving the desert. Everything is fine in Hanshio country. Hanshio country is not as beautiful as I thought. I'm not used to it, but I can't go back now. This is my first month in Hanshio country. These days, the company has started to package me. I always dream of Jiang Chen, and I miss him a little. I wrote a song and I want to hum it for him. I heard that there is another girl around him, and I feel a little uncomfortable. When I succeed, I will stand on the same starting line with him. At that time, I will tell him loudly that I like you, marry me. I will protect you, like you protect the desert. I have been in Hanshio country for a year. My voice is very nice and the boss likes it very much. I have written many songs. The boss said that, as long as I can package them well, I can become popular in the whole Hanshio country. I don't know if brother Jiang has heard my songs. Also, the song I wrote for him last time was also recorded in my new album. Woo woo, they are all a bunch of bastards. They tricked me into going to a drinking party, saying that the participants were some of the most famous business people in Hanshio country. They drugged me in the wine, and when I woke up, I had nothing. Jiang Chen, I'm sorry, I hate this world. Am I numb? I can't go back to the desert, and the boss drugged me again. When I woke up, I really wanted to die, but I couldn't bear to part with my song. It hasn't been released yet. I want him to hear it before I die, so that he doesn't have to worry about me. Everything is fine in the cold tide country. The boss said that several big bosses asked me to accompany them today. As long as I accompany them, my album can be released. Jiang Chen, I like you to hear my songs. These songs are the only things I have left for you in this life. You must listen to them. I'm sorry, they deceived me. They kept asking me to sleep with them, and they kept tossing me in bed. They even tortured me together, but they didn't send me an album at all. I regret it so much. Jiang Chen, I'm leaving today, do you know? At that time, as long as you said a word, I would stay in the desert. I like to stay by your side. But, I can't go back anymore. Goodbye. The only thing I don't regret in my life is meeting you, but I can't wait to say. Listening to Zai Yi's familiar voice, Jiang Chen had already. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.